It's really awesome this year. This year, they let me bring in a whole crew of people for the event, which is really nice. We got my wonderful, lovely people here. I have Aditya here, another student from Harv's there, and Hero as well, who's very shy. He's behind the camera right now. We'll probably see him at some point throughout the day. But so, how's the sound going? Did you get to the test part yet?
Yes, the sound is perfect.
Excellent. Okay, perfect. And you see, I'm going wireless this year for a few different reasons. One of them is just for ease of use, and the other one is because it also lets me charge my phone at the same time, which is great. So, without further ado, as you can see, we're here, the Manitoba Aviation Council Conference. Hello, everyone. I'm Adam. This is Late Departure, and as all of you may know, this is my continuing journey to becoming an airline pilot at some point in the future here. These kinds of events are, of course, extremely valuable for that, for networking, for meeting people, for doing all kinds of great aviation-related stuff. You get to learn a lot. We get to meet a lot of the companies, see what they're all about, see what they are looking for. And for me personally, of course, it's very valuable to go around and meet with all these wonderful people and learn about, all the different companies and all the options I have available. And this is, of course, not just good for me here in Manitoba, but this is also great for people all across Canada, because we have people from not just the local 703 sort of air taxi and whatnot else, like freight operations, but we also have people from all kinds of things. We're going to have people from, Vancouver. I think they get Harbor Air and a bunch of other people out here. And, you're connected. My cameraman tried to walk away while attached to my camera there, which is probably not the best thing in the world, but it does happen. But, last year when I did this, and really the whole reason why I do this channel is, I could just go through and do this whole aviation thing by myself, but I wanted to do something, give back to the community and do something where, as I learn stuff, I can share stuff at the same time. Because I just noticed that, it's hard to find these kinds of resources, and it's hard to, ensure that, people who are maybe not local to here, or people who aren't able to make it here, or people who are just looking to get into aviation have a resource that they can look for. And again, I always make this disclaimer, I'm just a novice pilot. I'm just getting into this. I'm getting into this at an older age, and I don't claim to have any major knowledge and anything like that, but that's why I'm here, is to learn as much as I can, learn from a lot of these experts and professionals, and show all of you hopefully what kind of opportunities are out there. So without further ado, I think we're all set up here. The sound is good, video is good. We got the battery all set up, and I'm all set up. And fortunately this year I'm not holding the camera the whole time, because I have the lovely people helping me here. Once again, Hero and Aditya, I'm very, very grateful for. And we're just gonna go on right in and get this started. So you ready, Hero? All right. So we'll go in through here. And you see, this is the same kind of setup they had last year here. They had the check-in desk and all of that stuff, and all of the amazing hardworking people here at the conference doing all their thing, getting all that done. And we're just going to sneak on by here. And while there are a lot of wonderful people here that we're going to talk with later on today, of course, the primary purpose we're here is the career fair. So we're going to check out most of the companies first, and then we'll be coming back and meeting all these wonderful people like Kristen here. And we'll find out more information about some of the other opportunities that we have here in aviation. So let's make on our way here. So outside here in the conference center, mostly we have a lot of things like opportunities for various people in aviation. But inside here, we're looking more at the companies that are giving us some of these opportunities right now. So let's just dive right in. And another start of another great year here, kind of going away. And so we have our list there of the companies that we can look at and we can't look at. I don't believe that WestJet was on any of the do not talk to list there. So let's find out. Hello. I'm Adam, and like every year I come here and I just do like a thing, because a lot of people, like, I'm from Harv's there. I'm a student down there, and
you're famous.
I am.
Saw this last year,
oh dear, yeah.
I'm Charlie.
Nice to meet you.
Chris, good to meet you.
Chris, lovely to meet you. And just as usual, just for flight students, prospective pilots out there, we're just trying to find out, what are the companies looking for these days, and why your company? What makes you stand out from all these other amazing companies here? So, yeah.
That you want to take?
Well, it's a good time to get into the profession for sure. Usually we wouldn't be seeing airlines as aggressively recruiting as you're seeing today. I mean, the demand for pilots, anyone getting into the profession, it's a fantastic opportunity. Our company, I mean, number one thing, do your research on everyone. That's the main thing. Find a place that you think you'll be happy, the base, city, wherever there might be operations, and try to see if it's a good fit. So, I mean, we offer a lot of good stuff for people out in the West, a bit in the East. A lot of career progression too, but number one thing is just get out, do your research, and don't get tunnel vision on necessarily one company. Get out there, talk to people like ourselves, and get a sense of the overall company.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I mean, everybody chases jet time and the rest, but it really does boil down to lifestyle and kind of what you get out of it. For me, working personally at WestJet from experience, it's the people that make it what it is, right? I think it just boils down to what you want to get out of it, right? And I think, traditionally in aviation, it's been sort of a difficult industry to get into as a new starting pilot. And I think now, obviously with the shift of the way recruiting is going and the need for pilots, I think we're a lot more forward with creating those early connections, right? So I would say that, where it used to be verboten to send a fax or whatever with your resume, I think now, creating those early connections are really important, actually. To get in touch with these companies. And if you got your eyes set on somewhere and you've done your research, then reach out and see what we're kind of looking for. So
for sure, yeah. And that's I think what some of the people yesterday were saying at the aviation hangout, and I think we had a few WestJet pilots there actually giving some wonderful information about that. And so that's that. And clearly, you guys, WestJet's well known, great company. Are there any things that you say, and this is why WestJet is just amazing? This is why this is a great place to work. What is your favorite thing about WestJet?
I mean, it's cliche, but the people. I mean, you hear that a lot, but I do really enjoy the people we work with. We got a great team on both sides. Pilots, we got representatives that work for us. The management as well. There's some pretty good people to get along with, but I think we have a good group, energetic. A bunch of pilots, and I mean, it's not for everyone, but I've definitely been happy in eight and a half years, and I think things could definitely improve, and I hope some of your students will be looking to get on with us down the road.
Very good. Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, I'd echo that. I mean, things happen on the line, and weather events and maintenance and all the rest of it. But I think that the people that work here are really genuinely driven to, oh well, it happened. Let's deal with it, sort of thing, and let's have a great time while we're waiting for things to get sorted out. And of course, maintenance is usually working hard downstairs and everybody loading bags and whatnot, right? So, I mean, it really does boil down to the people, and we're in negotiations contract wise and hoping for good gains there. But at the end of the day, you can't put a price on liking where you work, and you can't say that WestJet's the destination if you don't think it is, right? So, but if you're really looking for that, you've done your research and you like what we do, then yeah.
Actually, one thing I think we missed on too is safety. Very important.
Number one.
And
I thought goes without saying.
Without a doubt. Every time I've gone to work, I've never been worried about anything. We got a great team all the way up from maintenance to the pilots to those working on manuals. So that's another thing can't forget.
Yes, number one. It goes without saying. Safety.
Always number one. Yeah. And I don't know, just from my own personal impression, I was around. Well, I'm old, so I've been around since WestJet's been around. But I remember like one of my first experiences on WestJet was. I always found compared to like some of the other airlines that I've been on, they're just people are so friendly. Like the whole cabin crew, they're just so outgoing and so friendly. And I feel like that seems like, especially meeting you guys, that's very much part of the vibe at WestJet. People are just friendly, considerate, that kind of thing. I think it's very cool, and they've got a very nice company culture there. So
I appreciate the words. I mean, from a training perspective. We say in our training manuals and all that sort of stuff that training should be a positive experience, right? And so I think that takes from training onto the line, right? Whereas, you're probably used to instructors yelling at you and poking you, and it's very much not the case when you're working here.
Yeah.
And again, I just don't think you can put a price on a culture like that. So.
Exactly. Yeah, and I know from looking at the website as well in the hiring section that they're listing, I think, 250 hours in IATRA, but I think realistically speaking, most likely you want to start applying once you get a little bit more and kind of thing, right?
Yeah, it never hurts to send in a resume.
Right.
Start showing the interest. That's anywhere too.
Yeah.
Realistically, probably more looking towards 1,000 hours these days. But the way things are going, yeah, it could definitely come down there. It's just a few things got to be put in place. But awesome time to get in. I wish it was like this when I started 14, 15 years ago.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Well, it's a great time indeed. Any questions from anyone so far? We're good so far?
Yeah, we're good.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you both so much, Chris and
thanks.
Charlie.
Nice to
thank
meet
you
you.
so much. Pleasure
Thanks,
meeting
Adam.
you.
Appreciate you taking
And,
the time to talk to us.
No worries. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day here, and yeah, we'll see you guys around.
Enjoy.
Thank you. All right. Well, let's move on here, and we'll go through. I know that the border services do not want to be recorded. We've got the note. Let's see. Let's see what else. We're looking for aviation companies here. Let's see. Also, I'm sure very interesting. We're coming back to the non-pilot job related companies very soon here. So we'll be back in a little bit. Let me see. Oh, Boeing, another sort of non-pilot one, but we'll come back to this one in a little bit. We're making our rounds. We're talking about the job opportunities first, and then we'll come back to all the other places. And this is one of my all-time favorites. Of course, I'm super biased because I'm from Vancouver, and Harbour Air is from Vancouver, and they're a really cool company. They have a lot of really good company culture, well known for, like, from the pilots that I've talked with over who are working at Harbour Air there. They get to go home every day, spend time with their families. Just amazing kind of experience there. And I'm curious because last year, similar to some of the other companies, they were hiring at fairly large hour requirements, but of course that could be coming down again as we sort of move into this era of high in demand pilotage or something like that. But let's just see, is there anyone else here that we could be looking at? There's Flair. I guess Flair we could potentially talk with there. I don't think Flair is on our list there, so we can go and say hi to Flair. That'd be something. I don't remember if Rise Air was on that list. Were they one of the ones? We got to double check this year because we want to make sure. Last year there was no. It was kind of the wild west. But this year we're talking with everyone we can talk with and trying to respect everyone's boundaries there, of course. So it looks like Rise Air is kind of free at the moment. So hello, I'm Adam, and I'm good. How are you doing? Every year I come around here, and I just there's a lot of people, flight students that are in Manitoba or even other provinces who can't make it out here, and of course they want to know about these companies, and so I'm just out here trying to help, people realize what kind of great opportunities there are in the market here. Would you guys be okay talking about that a little bit? Excellent. And if we have any questions, we're actually live, so we might have some people asking some questions about what you guys do. But basically what we're looking for is, what are you looking for in requirements for all those people like me who, have our 250 hours and all that kind of stuff? Like, what are the hours you're kind of looking for right now, and when can we think about starting to apply? And then why Rise Air? What makes this a great opportunity? So let's start with.
So Riser is basically a lands in Saskatchewan.
Okay.
It's a nice place to live. It's a nice place to build yourself.
Yeah.
And with Riser, it's very nice to have. You have 250 hours. You can start with us. You can fly with us. You can gain your hours. And then we have promotions doing inside our company. So from 250, you increase your hours and you go for a higher aircraft with us itself.
Cool.
So it's a good growth opportunity for everyone.
Definitely. And so what kind of aircraft are you guys flying right now?
Yeah, so we have King Airs, we have Twin Otters, we have ATRs and Saab. So it's a good growth opportunity for every pilot, I think so.
Cool.
And you actually have the schematics of the plane.
Oh, very nice. Here, they have the schematics of the planes here. We can take a look at here. That's very cool. So yeah, we have the Saab, the ATR, and the... All right. Oh, very cool. So these are the kinds of... and this is actually a great opportunity because I know a lot of people right now, they're finishing up their commercial pilot's license, they're doing their IATRA and all that kind of stuff, and they're looking for a place. And so one of the other big questions that people have is, well, particularly, especially for like the 250-hour positions, sometimes you have like pilot and waiting kind of operations and things like that. So what is it? What would the typical process look like? Someone applies, they get hired, and then sort of how does that go through?
So everyone with 250 minimum can apply with us, and then the HR contact them. We get to them. We just have an interview to understand the person in detail, and they get employed. So
Okay.
we have various the services like charter services. We have schedule services, and it goes on like that.
Okay. So there's no like pilot and waiting, like you don't
We
work
don't,
on the
we don't really have
No,
that.
not
No.
much.
That's
Just
lovely.
apply.
That puts you in a really good
Yeah.
position because I know that's
That-
something a lot of people talk about
It's a
very
good
often.
stepping stone. Yeah.
Yeah.
And for the new pilots, it's very good because you grow in the field, right? You
course.
get your flyers, you grow in that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I can't say enough, especially as someone who's come up from Vancouver. You're saying about how nice it is to fly in Saskatchewan. I cannot, I don't know what's the word, overstate or understate enough how beautiful the prairies are. It's a wonderful place to fly. Like I'm from Vancouver, and we have cloudy weather most of the time, and it's not.
So it's clear skies, no mountains. You can just.
It's beautiful here. I love it. I love it. So flying in the prairies, amazing experience, a lot of fun. And so then the last thing. Oh, sorry, you say something? Or? I would say why rise there. So what do you really love about the company that makes it a great place to work at?
Well, we are provincially based in Saskatchewan, so
Yeah.
all our pilots, they are based in the same province. They don't need to actually go to a different province to actually go back home.
Nice.
So it's a good thing for someone with a family, maybe a younger family. So yes, we're actually trying to promote that as well.
That's very cool. And actually, I know a lot of people were asking me before. I know a lot of older pilots like myself who are saying they want to spend time with their family. They want to go home. This is a great opportunity for that.
Yeah.
Sounds amazing. Looks really cool. I'll be sure to come back and grab a brochure later for myself. But thank you both so much. Is there anything else that you might want to add? Or
Oh, it's just advisors fly all over Saskatchewan. We
Yeah.
explore Saskatchewan. It's a very beautiful place.
it is, yeah.
And for every new pilot, it's like exploring an opportunity. As
Yeah.
well as for the captains who are experienced, it's like, as Michelle said, you can stay with your family, you can stay with your home. And it's nice. It's a good experience.
We also have a lot more opportunities in terms of ground services and check-ins as well. Have people who actually even progressed to the company and became pilots from a ground service.
Oh,
So
cool.
that's actually a good platform to build your career as well.
Definitely, yeah. So if you're a younger, or maybe just anyone, you don't necessarily have to be younger, but someone who wants to get in, who wants to just get their foot in the door in aviation, you can also start in any of these
As
positions.
ground services, yeah.
Exactly, and like ground services, yeah.
And they become even a supervisor, even a pilot. We've had people who actually been flying with us and they started from the ground, literally.
Yeah, and that's sometimes a more realistic thing. People like me who have to go back and work and make some money before they get into flying, right? Because it is expensive. But that's very cool. Thank you both so much. It's a pleasure meeting you guys, and I'll definitely be back later. Thank you. All right. Would you guys be okay if we talked with you about pilot opportunities? Awesome. All right. Well, I don't know. I'm pretty sure I'm personally putting through a lot of Flair employees' children through college because I've been flying back and forth to Vancouver on Flair a lot over the past little while. I've had a lot of fun with Flair. It's a great airline, great place to fly on. But I'm talking with we have these student pilots, prospective pilots, all these people who want to find out about what it's like. What are the requirements to work at Flair as pilots right now, and why Flair?
Yeah,
In addition to what I was saying, yeah.
Well, first officers, it's a minimum 1,000 hours at this time, and then towards the 3,500, we have a rapid upgrade program which they can apply for, and that's based on 2 successful PPCs, Captain Standard, as well as the aircraft weight that you're flying, and then for the direct entry captain, it's about 5,000 hours.
Okay. And then for the 1,000 hours, is this direct onto like a 737 kind of thing? I think it's mostly what you guys, from my experience.
Yeah, so we always like to partner our first officers with the direct entry captains so that they get the experience, and so it's different individuals learning from one another. What a first officer knows, a captain may not, which they hopefully do, but it's always good to have that experience. At the 1,000 hours, that's when we start interviewing, and we're working alongside them to kind of build on time. And we always advise them when we do see them, hey, you got 1,000 hours. Well, why don't you try flying this aircraft? And yeah, that's basically it.
Very cool. And I guess other than that, Why Flair? Like I said, there's a lot of great reasons for Flair, but I'm sure there's a lot more. What's your favorite thing about Flair Airlines?
I believe it's the people. Honestly, saying we're a big family is not really something we're supposed to be, but it's amazing.
Yeah.
Whatever department it's in, we're always working along one another, and just enjoying our company. But like I used to be in HR, I just switched over to operations, and
Cool.
it's crazy. Like this is the opportunities you get, right? We're a growing company, and everybody is learning from one another. For the pilot side, I have not yet met a pilot that would kind of put me down and say, "Oh, well, you're HR, you don't know this or that." They always get along with you, and they teach you everything about aviation, which is amazing. That's why I am where I am right now in the past 10 months here at Flair.
Well, it's very cool to hear. It's always lovely to hear about a really friendly working atmosphere where, you get to, have that sort of family-like feeling and have it seems like people are very considerate, very respectful. That's my impression from Flair as a customer, but that sounds very good. Do we get any other questions or anything like that for Flair yet? We're good so far? All right. Yes. All right.
We'll see you around.
I think that's good. Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time. All right. Oh, excuse us. All right. I've been waiting to jump back in on this here. I'm second year in a row here. Harbor Air. Would it be okay if I talk with you about pilot opportunities?
Sure.
It'd be amazing. I came here last year, and I'm from Vancouver originally, so of course I was just saying I'm very biased towards, being out here. And I've heard a lot of great things from pilots that I know who work there, and so just in general, I know things have probably changed a bit from last year, but what in terms of like the requirements for entry level pilots, like what are things looking like? And then the follow up question is, why Harbor Air?
Why Harbor Air?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, putting us on the spot. Okay, how about you take the why Harbor Air, and I'll go through the pilot. Oh, sorry.
It's okay. No worries. So the questions were, the first one is, what are the requirements for entry level pilots that you're looking for, and then why Harbor Air out of all the other options?
Absolutely. So I guess I'll answer the first half and then the second half.
Sure.
So why Harbor Air? We have a really fun culture.
Yeah.
We've got really great people first, people centric. That's our main objective, our main goal. Safety is our number one priority, so we take that really seriously.
Yeah.
Being on the West Coast is the best coast.
Yeah.
And we have so much to offer in terms of staff, benefits, perks, really making it feel like a proper community. Having those channels of support and team is really important to us. And yeah, I think it's been such an amazing ride for myself. I've been at Harbor Air for about a year and a half, and I absolutely love my position. I love my team. I love the camaraderie that I get to come into, and we all have a main goal. We all have a main objective at the end of the day, and we're all working towards that, and that's something really special. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. And what are the requirements that you guys are looking for right now for sort of entry level
Pilots.
Yeah.
We're looking pilots. Yeah. Okay. So right now for external pilots, we're looking for a minimum of 1,500 hours of fixed wing, and then we also need 1,000 hours of float.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I know a lot of people are like a little bit, oh wow, that's a high number, right? But those are our regulations.
It comes down to our safety first, and having the appropriate float hours as per our aircraft is really important for us to ensure that everyone's safe, our customers are safe, our employees are safe. It's one of our priorities.
Of course, yeah. And that's for and that would be for the entry level on, I think, the Beavers, right?
Correct.
Right.
Yes. Yeah. So we also have an internal pilot program, or first officer program as well. So
how does that work?
Yeah, so a lot of our team, they come on for dock operations, maybe customer service, and other areas as well. And then they gain their seaplane ratings and all their qualifications as well, and then they can move on to have that first officer pilot program. Yeah.
Okay, and so for the first officer as well, so what are the requirements for that one? Is it the same kind of requirements? So still.
No, it's less hours,
okay.
And so you kind of you build your hours through the program.
Okay, yeah. So that's the main thing. Most of the people that I'm working with here were, fresh CPL, 250 hour And I know, like, for the float rating, you go through and you do your 7 hours of floats or whatever it is there, and go train in Fort Langley or something like that. And then from that position, you're saying there's also like a first officer program that you can kind of get into. So what would that look like? Someone would apply for that. Let's say they worked on the ramp. So you work on the ramp for a period, right?
Active employees. So
Okay.
usually it's our dock crew employees that are want to transition to become a pilot. But really, it's for any employee.
So you're required to have 200 to 250 total time hours. Your float endorsement, your CPL, multi-entry rating, and then you take all of that and you work on the dock. And you can, we try to do our first officer pool at least once every year.
Yeah.
This typically occurs in the fall season.
Okay.
And you apply into the first officer pool with all those requirements. There's an interview process, and depending on how many seats are available from the previous first officers that have moved up into a beaver and which positions are now available for the second seat, then they can move into that.
Okay.
And then you gain your hours for that.
Okay,
Yes.
cool.
Yeah.
And I guess other than that, do you have any other questions? We're being good for questions. Wow, we're getting too many questions today. We're getting a lot of questions last year about stuff. Maybe people are slow to get on today. But anyways, okay, that's very cool. And what else? I'm trying to think if I'm missing any major thing here. I think that's most of the stuff. So, all right. Well, thank you very much. And hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day here. And we'll see you around Vancouver. All right, thank you. All right. So this looks like a manufacturing and maintenance program. That's not what we're kind of looking for today here. We'll go around and see if there are any other little flight companies here. Yeah, we'll come back and see some of the other ones later. And this is, I'm actually not sure what this is. This is the first time I think I've seen this particular one. Wings over Kissing. All right, and is this what type of company are you guys doing here?
Charter.
Oh, charters. Okay. Would you be okay if we asked you about pilot opportunities and stuff like that here? Excellent. Okay. So we'll wait our turn here, and then we'll talk about Wings over Kissing here. I like the poster. I like the planes there too. Yes. Is that a single otter and a king air there? And yeah, very nice. Yeah, gotta love the single otters. You get into those things, then you can fly anything. You can do a lot of cool stuff in those. But all right, so we'll see. We'll see in just a moment. But guys, while we're waiting here, if you guys have any questions at any point, please let us know. This is a really great opportunity to find out any other questions you have about these specific companies. I know one of the things. Oh, we do have one question. What is it? Ooh, that's a good question. Yeah, asking if they have citizens from other countries. And I know that's actually pretty relevant for quite a lot of the people, like at my flight school, probably for quite a few other places, also for the gentleman behind the camera here as well, because both of them are not from Canada. So it's, of course, good to know what opportunities there are for people who might not be from here. So I will ask the future companies that I talk with there, but I do know that for the most part, there are a few sort of things here and there, but the problem is that I think, especially for Canada and the States, they do tend to hire people who are natives first, but then I think it's more so in the States than it is here. Isn't that right, Hero? Like, I think out here, if you get a work visa, you're pretty much good to apply for jobs. And it is pretty much the same kind of opportunity as local natives get. In the States, it's not really that case. You have a little bit of a harder time, right? All right, so I think it's finally free and open here.
Hi.
Hello.
How's it going?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm Julia.
Julia, Adam, pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So I come here every year, and just mostly for the student pilots or people like me who just finished their CPL and are looking for opportunities. And a lot of the people, unfortunately, can't make it, so they just come in. I know.
Where are you? It's free.
I know. It's a free thing. Some people who are busy flying back home and Steinbeck here and all those other places. So for all those people, so Wings over Kissing,
Yeah.
right? So we're basically looking for what are the requirements for pilots you guys are looking for right now, and why Wings over Kissing over all these other lovely companies as well, right?
I mean, we're just super fun. Me
I
specifically,
can tell,
I'm
yeah.
super fun. So you just want to work with me. It's a really good time.
Right.
In terms of experience, well, we're hiring for a whole bunch of positions. We've got some FO positions on our King Air, a couple of groomers, rampy positions in Winnipeg. If you don't have your license quite yet, but you're working on it, you can come and clean the planes, and if we like you, we'll keep you. Kind of like a stray. And for our float planes, we usually do entry level. We are looking for an otter pilot. If you are an otter pilot, please contact me. Please contact me. And then we've got bases all over northern Manitoba, northern Saskatchewan, here in Winnipeg. For the FO position, we hire right out of flight school.
Okay.
Once you got your 250 hours multi-IFR, you're good to go.
Right.
And the float stuff, we need 1,000 hours if you're a float or if you're an otter pilot. But for any of the entry-level pilots, just get your float rating. If you don't, we'll hire you as a rampy, and then we'll give it to you.
Very cool.
So yeah.
So another question people often ask is, so how long are people typically spending on the ramp before, like, they do like pilot and waiting basically until they become like in the plane kind of thing?
No more than a summer usually. Like we're pretty seasonal, especially obviously our float stuff is just seasonal.
Right.
But usually you're looking at about a year on the dock, and then we'll put you in a plane. So.
Okay, very cool. And one other question, someone was just asking a moment ago, if you're out here and you get like your working visa and you've done all that, so you're not originally from Canada, what kind of opportunities? Is it the same kind of opportunities? Can you apply the same as everyone else? Like, how does that work?
Literally the same.
Yeah.
Our company, he's German.
Get a close up on that.
No, we've got like a whole mishmash. I think we've got maybe like 5 original Canadians that work in our company. That's not true. But like,
right.
It's a very diversified group of people. If you can work, we will hire you.
Excellent.
And if you work well, I should say that.
Yes, of course.
If
yeah.
we like you.
Good work ethic, airmanship, all that
Correct.
stuff, right?
If you can actually fly a plane. If you come in and you are a barista for 10 years and you have no flying experience, unfortunately, we probably won't work out.
Very cool. All right, so then other than that, what are like some of the things besides what you just mentioned, getting to work with you, which sounds very fun, but what are some of the other things that just make it a really great place to work? What are the big bonuses? What are the benefits basically?
Probably the longevity of the people who work with us. Most of the people that I work with have worked at our company for upwards of 10, 15 years. Our float pilots specifically up north, they started with us as single, like 19, 20-year-olds, and now they're in their 30s and 40s, and all their kids come to all of our like employee gatherings and stuff like that. So that's just like probably my favorite thing is just how long. I hate the word like it's like we're a family company because but it really does. You become very much a community, I'll say. So that's something I love. Also, the hours are great, and the flying is fun.
Excellent. All right. Well, and one thing actually yesterday at the Aviators Hangout, they were talking about flying up north and what a valuable experience that can be in the future if you want to go up and you want to work in the airlines and things like that. So, yeah, definitely some great experience.
Yeah.
Flying. What kind of places? You mentioned some of the places, but like, what is the most like up north? Like,
I should probably clarify the question. Are you talking about like airline flying, like with the wheeled aircraft, or like bush flying? Because those are two very different.
Bush flying, because that sounds fascinating to me.
The bush flying is fascinating. I am a bush pilot at heart, which is weird because I live in Winnipeg. But it definitely takes any training that you had and is like out the window because you are operating on your own. Like it's all self-dispatch, and you're put in situations that you just have to like figure it out. It really challenges your experience as a pilot, your decision making. Like you cannot get better experience than, and it's nice, it's safe, right? You're on a float plane, so if something happens, there's a lake to land on, so there's lots of options, but it's up to you. It really kind of makes or breaks who you are.
Oh yeah.
But in like the best kind of way. It's a phenomenal like teaching.
Sounds like
thing.
it.
So if you're a good bush pilot, you can honestly do anything.
Well, it sounds like a lot of fun. Again, this is great this year because last year almost every single place was all right. We need 1,000 hours, 1,500, 2,000 hours.
Yeah.
Things are getting better now. Getting better for all the guys like me who are coming straight out with 250 hours. So that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Julia. It was such a pleasure. And yes, guys, definitely go and check out Wings Over Kissing.
If you're an otter pilot.
Otter pilots, yeah, get those otter pilots.
I'm just kidding.
there.
We love everybody.
Yeah.
Everyone should come and apply. It's a lot of fun.
Everyone should apply as well, yes. All right, thank you so much.
My pleasure. Have a great
All
day.
right, thank you too. All right. So that is another training school. Like I said, we're going to cover the airlines first. I know that North Star is on the list. They're one of the ones. Is it no, it's Northway. I think it's Northway that doesn't want to be interviewed there. How's the sound so far? Is the sound okay? Excellent. Okay. And you can probably come a little bit closer to the people. Yes. All right. Yeah. Very nice and close to the people to find out. And let's see here. There's a flight school. Ooh, Air Tindy. Air Tindy are a lot of fun. I talked with them last year. Very cool people. I think I'll go over there and then I'll kind of work my way along here. Hello. I was just telling them what fun people you are. I came last year and I was talking with all you lovely folks at Air Tindy and it sounded amazing. And we're back again this year, updating, finding out what has changed, what's different. And would you guys be okay talking just for a moment to mostly prospective, like 250-hour or PPL level students who are tuning in here? It's a live stream, so people are also asking questions and things like that. Is that okay? Awesome. All right, so the two big questions are, one, what are you guys looking for right now in terms of pilots, like requirements, hours, experience, things like that? And number two, why Air Tindy?
So I think what we're mostly looking for in pilots, we'll start with new pilots and people who have just gotten their commercial licenses, is just people who want to explore and have a bit of an adventure. There's lots of people, outdoorsy, indoorsy, whatever, that want to come up, and they all work out as long as they want to take that bit of a leap of faith and see some really cool stuff and have some new experiences. And that's the big thing, and being open to it. So as long as you're open to new things and trying it, I think any position, any company will work out. And then what was the other question?
Like what are like the hour requirements and stuff like that you guys are looking for?
Well, new pilot, as long as you have your commercial license and you've got 200 hours in your IFR rating, you'll get a job. That's the minimum requirements. If you're a more experienced pilot and you're looking to get into the captain category right away, you're probably looking closer to around 4,000 total time, and then it varies depending on what you've done. If it's bush and floats, or if it's IFR and medevacs and stuff, it depends what route you want to go. But for new pilots, I think you have your commercial license, you've got your IFR rating, and apply.
Excellent. All right.
We do a different program. It's called the Part-Time First Officer Program. So they do half their right away. They do get their PPC, and they do half their time on the ground and half their time in an airplane. So it's a mixture. So we are able to take people right out of school and get them into the field.
Cool. And so then you guys also have sort of like a process where you come in as like pilot and waiting for a bit, and then you get in, or is it like straight to the right seat? Or
well, that's what we have instead. Instead of doing a pilot and waiting program, we do a part-time first officer.
Oh, so it's like the
within the first within the first couple months, they get a PPC on their first airplane as well as trained in a ground position, and they do that program for about a year and a half, and then they move full time into flying.
Very cool. And then for both of you personally, what is the thing that you just love about working at this company? What is it that will make people say, I want to come to Air Tindy? This is awesome. Kind of thing.
For me, it's the people. I really like the people. It has a family feel. We're not a huge company, but we're big enough that we're constantly expanding, and every day is different. It's always challenging, but you have the support and the people around you to continue.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And just to build on, same thing, but to build on it, for me as a pilot, I love the type of work we do. We do a lot of close contact with customers, and people come from all over the world to do their canoe trips. And to be a part of that and to bring them out to this random river in the middle of the north, drop them off on a beach and say farewell, and then pick them up a month later, it's just a great feeling to be able to be part of that experience. So for a pilot perspective, that's kind of what I love about what we do.
Well, that sounds amazing from the pilot perspective and from the person who gets to go and explore the great Canadian wilderness there. All right, well, that's wonderful. Do we have any questions for Air Tindy here? All right. Oh, so a couple things. I think the one for foreign pilots, that's going to apply for everyone, but like people who have work permit basically would be able to apply. But are you guys mainly out of Manitoba, or do you also work out of some other provinces as well?
We're out of Yellowknife, Northwest Territories.
Oh wow, so you're in Northwest Territories.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's where our home base is Yellowknife.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very
We do
cool.
work in remote areas. We'll send aircraft away to work in different areas. So you've probably seen airplanes flying around here, but they are all based out of Yellowknife.
Okay. And a lot of you probably who haven't flown in any of those situations probably don't know yet, but flying up north and flying places like Yellowknife to some beautiful places up there.
Arctic Ocean on almost a daily basis on our Dash 7, and you get to see all those kind of famous rivers and about the north, and they all lead kind of to the Arctic. We fly north and see the tundra every day, and
places most people never experience in their life, very much once in a lifetime locations.
Well, that's a great takeaway too. You go places you'd never go in your entire lifetime, beautiful places, and you get paid for it. It's the bonus. But that's wonderful. Anything else to add, or?
We do our hiring in spring usually, and you know, it moves quick, so start applying, and whether it's with us or with anybody, but try and get in as quick as you can, and just enjoy it. Take your time once you're in and enjoy it.
Very
cool. Into an adventure. We're in hiring phase right now, and it's the time to start handing resumes out.
Yeah, that's right. So springtime sounds like a very good time to check that out. And thank you both so much, and hopefully you have a great rest of your day here, and hopefully the rest of you can go out and check out Air Tindy along your journeys there. All right. Let's see. Fess. Got you. Perfect. Thank you. All right. So we're gonna go maybe over to North Star here, or we'll go somewhere else if we can't get to North Star, and might come back to them in a moment. Let me see here. Yeah, we'll come back to North Star in a moment once they're not so busy. All right. Let's see here. What is this? Porter Airlines. All right. This is another one. Is Porter on our list of? Are we allowed to talk to Porter? Let's make sure. Yes. Excellent. Hello there. I'm Adam. I do this live stream thing every year for like PPL, CPL, all these pilots who can't make it out here today, from mostly from Manitoba and also from around Canada as well. And if it's okay with you, I just want to ask questions just about what you guys are looking for and why Porter. Right. So those are the big ones. So I guess first of all, so what are you guys looking for right now in terms of like what I know? Like you guys fly some of the nice big planes there. So what planes do you fly? What are you looking for in terms of like hour requirements or experience? And then we can get on to why Porter.
Yeah, you should take it away.
So we do fly the Dash 8 and the Embraer E195 series. That is a new addition to our fleet. We're currently hiring across the board with our expansion. So first officers, captains for both the Dash and the E2. As long as AMEs, flight attendants, customer service, basically anything across the board. We are looking for 800 hours for the first officer for the Dash in your IATRA exams. For the E2, it's 1,500 hours with jet time is a preference. And then the captain's ones, we have 4,500 hours. But we are hiring across the board. We have a monthly Dash class and a monthly E2 class. So about 40 pilots a month for Porter. So a lot of hiring and a lot of excitement and growth opportunities for sure.
All right. So yeah, that takes care of also part of the why Porter. But what are your favorite things about working at Porter? What's something that would make one of these people say, "All right, I would love to go work at Porter"?
For sure. I guess for me, like someone that's just joined Porter recently, is the growth. It's not only the company's growing, your career will grow alongside it, and that's like the biggest thing. And the second factor is, it was explained to me in the interview, but you really realize it when you really step into the office, is it is a family feel, a small company feel. So even while we're growing rapidly, our big focus as being in talent is to maintain that culture. So it's what keeps us there. It's what we enjoy. So we want to make sure whoever joins us in the future gets to experience that same sort of feel. We don't want people to turn into numbers. We want to be, you're Adam, I'm Sunny. You come to work and we know your name and face. So we want to keep that feel, and that's what keeps us there. And anything else, Nisha, that you'd add?
I guess also, so we do strive on the Porter culture, as Sunny said. So it is that family feel where management also has an open door policy. They also have that joke where a lot of our managers don't have a door at all. So very open door policy there with a lot of support from the management and the people. It's like hanging out with your friends. Sunny and I are on a work trip, but we're also friends as well. So keeping that culture sustained and the work-life balance as well with our short day pairings is definitely one of the main factors of being at Porter.
Very cool. Thank you both so much. You have any other questions about Porter here? We're good so far. All right. Thank you both so much. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you guys around. Check out Porter. Yeah. All right. We'll come back later. We're doing the career portion first, and then we'll come back and talk some flight schools. That is true. That is true. All right. Let's see. That's aircraft leasing. There's Fast Air. Oh, North Star Air is very, very popular. So I'll maybe we can go around to the right side and talk with someone over at North Star, and we'll see if we can squeeze in here at some point. Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Yeah. And did you leave your resume as well? Yeah.
This is a great opportunity. If you're not here dropping off resumes, you're missing out.
Thank you.
Hi there.
Hi.
I'm Adam. I've been doing this live stream every year for PPL, CPL, a lot of like prospective pilots who are, yeah, they couldn't make it here today, unfortunately. So I'm just here to find out as much information as I can. Okay. We're looking mainly at like what planes do you fly, what are the requirements you're looking for, and why North Star Air? What makes this a great place to work?
Well,
So
we cover northern Manitoba, Nunavut, and northern Ontario with our 4 types of aircraft: the ATR 72, the Basler DC-3, the Dash 8, and the Pilatus PC-12 aircraft. We do passenger service in Ontario and cargo all over Ontario, northern Manitoba, and Nunavut. Currently, we are recruiting for ATR captains. So if you're out there and listening and you've got your number of hours, 3,000 hours, we would love to have you flying our ATR up into Canada's remote north.
Yes.
Ron, did you want to add anything?
We're also looking for our ground to flight people, preferably 250 hours.
Yeah.
However, we can do with 200 hours. We prefer to have Group 1, but we can take a Group 3.
Okay.
And hopefully you have your IATRA.
No Group 2 inline engine.
Not for us.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And so one of the questions a lot of people typically ask is for the ground to flight portion, like on average, how long do people typically spend like pilot waiting before they?
Well, I can tell you the shortest we've ever had was 2.5 months, but that was about an anomaly.
Right.
It's usually about 4 to 6 months.
Okay.
Because you need to get enough training in fueling, de-icing, and the various different tasks, weight and balance and things like that, to make sure you're doing it effectively. Because out of fairness, when you're in the middle of nowhere, you only have the other pilot to support, sometimes the ground crew with you. So if you don't know what you're doing at that point, you could get yourself stranded. So,
for sure.
So we like to make sure that you know what you're doing perfectly, so that you'll be fine when you go up north.
Yeah, and that is about the average, I think, for most times for pilot and waiting kind of thing. But that's a very good point. You know, you're up there in the north. You need to make sure that you're doing everything properly and keeping things safe. Safety is number one, as always.
Well, a good example of that is de-icing. I mean, when you're at the base, you got a huge vat of de-icing fluid. So if you use a little bit too much, it's a little environmentally unfriendly, but otherwise you're okay.
Right.
When you're up north and you're icing, you got a backpack.
Right.
And if you run out of fluid, you're kind of stranded.
Yeah, that's not a good thing.
And it takes a while for a rescue plane to get up there, because it took you a while to get up there.
Of course, yeah. And so, what are your favorite things about North Star? Like, what is it? What makes you say, "Oh, this is a great place to work. This is where everyone watching right now should really jump in because this is."
We have an amazing team, an amazing company. Our parent company, the Northwest Company, supports us 100%. So we've got those deep pockets where we've increased our fleet, and we can get these aircraft like the ATR 72. As a matter of fact, we took one of those ATR 72s a year and a half ago, and we increased the cargo door. We've doubled the size of that. So now it's easier for pilot and first officer to be loading, you know, especially when you're up in a remote community. We've got an industry best schedule, 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off.
Nice.
Great benefits, leading in the industry, I believe, in the benefits, and a profit sharing plan, pension plan. So yeah, everything is an amazing team members that, you know, we all work well together. love aviation. We're all aviation geeks.
Yeah.
And join our team. You won't go wrong with us.
That's very cool. And this is actually the first time we've heard such a great benefits plan mentioned. That's something definitely you want to keep in mind, just for your well-being. And clearly you care a lot about your pilots' well-being and all your staff there. So that's very cool.
Yes.
All
Awesome.
right.
Thank you.
Do we have any questions for North Star Aviation in the meantime?
He's listening to music.
Oh no, he's checking the sound, making sure the sound is sound is good. We're good for questions. All right, well thank you both so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for stopping
Yes,
by.
definitely, and have a wonderful day, and hopefully, so people come and check out North Star Air.
Absolutely. Thank
Excellent.
you.
Thank you. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so I think we've covered half the room now. We're at the halfway point. How long have we recorded so far? 52 minutes. We're actually on. We're on our track to set record times today. All right. We will come out and check all the rest after we check the career portion of things here, but we'll have to check out Fast Air. Let's see. We'll see how Fast Air is doing. We'll see who else here. Let's see. There's another flight school, crop dusting, which is a very interesting thing to do as well. And let's see what else. I really like Canadian North. The people there are super, super friendly. Last year, they were amazing, amazing people to talk with. And I think they have some free people. So let's go there and we'll come back to Fast Air. All right. Oh, sorry. So I was just telling everyone how amazing you guys are. Last year we came and talked with you guys. Everyone was super friendly and everyone wanted to ask lots of questions. Once again, we're back this year. It's the same live stream. We have people, PPLs, CPLs, people who are just finishing up all their licenses and things like that, who are looking for opportunities. Would it be okay if we just ask you a couple questions about...
We don't have a pilot here this year, though. Yeah.
I'm your fake pilot. I'm HR, but she's HR.
She knows.
I'm sure you'll be able to answer the question. So I guess the first question, a couple questions, like what planes do you fly and what are the requirements you're looking for, maybe hour-wise and experience-wise? You would know this as an HR rep. You got this.
What are our aircrafts?
Oh, what are we have ATR? 42, 72, 737, 200, 300, and 700. All of ours fly mostly in the north.
Yeah.
What all I
know
about them, as far as pilots, you'll know more about it.
For hiring side of things, we hire external for the ATRs only. The 737s are always promoted internal through a seniority bidding system. For the first officer position, it is a minimum of 1,500 hours. For a captain, it is 3,000 hours. We do kind of make exceptions for internal employees. So some people that have low hours might start off as a cargo attendant and then work towards their hours, and then they can get promoted up for sure.
Okay, cool. And what does that mean with like the internal system? Like, does that mean like you would get hired externally to go on the ATR and then you'd work your way up through and like upgrade to the 737?
Yeah, exactly. So when a position comes available on the 737, we open it only to internals only for bidding. They bid on if they obviously want that position, and then it kind of goes down by seniority there to whoever is awarded that position.
Okay, very cool. And then the last thing is, why Canadian North? Why do people want to come out here? And last year we had these super energetic flight attendants who were like, they went on for about 10 minutes telling us how amazing the company was. And that's what made me so excited to come back here and talk with you guys.
That would have been Ryan.
No, I got this.
All right.
So our mission is to make life better in the communities we serve.
Yeah.
So unlike many other airlines, our focus is on improving the lives of our customers. We're not just about making that money and growing our company. It is truly the involvement we have with the communities we serve. We have a lot of education programs. So we have a lot of pilot programs where we help Indigenous students kind of get their pilot license. We're currently right now even doing a driver's license program out of Iqaluit where we have at least 20 people enrolled in the program to help them get their driver's license, to get their foot in the door for many different job opportunities. So we help with advancement that way. Education, we have lots of different bursaries for Indigenous students as well. I've been with the company for just over 3 years now, and I honestly will be here for the rest of my life. It is definitely a great company to work for. family feel across the board. It doesn't matter your experience, your knowledge, everyone will definitely lend you a helping hand with anything you could possibly need. So that's why I like the company.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And in terms of where you guys fly, because that was another important thing. Because last year they're mentioning, I think you guys fly out of like Nunavut and some other places, right? So Northwest Territories, yeah.
And then, like, we do the Baffin Island outside of Iqaluit.
Yeah.
We do the Quebec region. We do work for Comair, which is a local carrier out of here, going to Rankin Inlet, and then we connect theirs and go over to the Quebec region.
Very cool. So yeah, another wonderful place to fly. Every year I come here, super friendly people. Make sure that if you're, you have those hour requirements and you want to fly up north there, definitely check out.
And it doesn't always matter where you live. You can live anywhere in Canada. We have a lot of rotational positions that, like some of them fly out of Iqaluit, and we'll cover your rotation, cover your travel from one of our bases of departure, cover all your accommodations, your food, someone to drive you to and from work. So as long as you can get to one of our bases, we have a job for you, and kind of many different areas of the company within the pilots, the maintenance, the commercial side. We do cover kind of a lot of that for people that don't live up north and want to have that northern experience.
Very cool. Well, thank you very much. You guys have a great rest of your day here. And any questions for everyone there? We're good. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
It's a pleasure to see you.
Pleasure to meet you.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Yeah.
Brandon Flightson, I'm Sai.
Oh, hi.
And I think I was really looking for flight schools and everything, and then when I found your listing, and honestly, we have 3 or 4 students that are in our center right now that are from the aviation study group as well.
Oh, cool. Very nice.
Yeah, and then I think we spoke a few times.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
awesome.
really good to see you.
Great to meet with you.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Oh, it's very cool.
Yeah, we're it's the flight center is coming along as well, right?
Yeah, I've actually visited quite a few times. I go to Brandon every once in a while. I always find myself in the school there. It's very nice.
Yeah. Oh, congratulations on your CPL's done. I think,
CPL
last year,
and flight instructor rating. Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes. So I'm on my way. Yeah.
It's going well.
Yes.
At the age of 40, you can still do it.
Yes. Well, you gotta do what you can do, right?
So you gotta tell everyone as well. Yeah?
All right. Well, we're gonna go around. We have to check out all the other airline kind of things here. But great seeing you. Take care. Yes. All right. All right. So we'll make our way back. You okay? Oh, thank you, Hero. Okay. So we're doing good. Here, let's sneak around the side here. See if we can get to fast air around the side. Hello. I'm good. How are you? So every year we do the live stream where we go around and we have like people who are just doing their CPLs and just graduating and looking for opportunities, and people who couldn't make it out here today. And is it okay if I just asked you like 2 or 3 questions about fast air? It's okay if you're not good for that. That's fine. Okay. All right. Well, I will talk with this gentleman when he becomes free. I think maybe I'll come back in a little bit, and we'll come back. Dan is the man. All right. We'll come back because yes. Well, yeah, no problem. Someone's dropping off a resume. Again, a very good thing if you can make it out to these things and drop off your resumes. It's a great chance to talk with these lovely people here. Oh, please go ahead. We might want to just come back. We'll see what happens here. Let's squeeze by. We'll keep fast air on the radar here, and we'll see what we can do here. Excuse me. You guys can squeeze through. I think we've covered quite a few of the airlines here. Let's see. We have Eagle Air, another one here that we can definitely talk with. Maybe once they're free. Man, everyone's very, very busy today. Actually, was Eagle Air on there? Let me see. Let's see if Eagle Air was on the list. No, Eagle Air's okay. They're not on that list. And Sky North is on the list though for sure. Yeah, so we can't talk to Sky North. We talked to them last year, but this year we made sure that we're talking with people who want to talk with us. Hello.
Hey.
How are you?
Good. I'm Levi.
I'm Adam. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you guys.
Every year I do the live stream here just for people who are across the country like me, who are just finished them either CPLs or doing their PPLs, prospective pilots, looking for opportunities, trying to find out all the amazing companies they can go and work for eventually here. Would it be okay if I asked you just a couple questions about what it's like to fly here and what the requirements are? Oh, okay. So how about we start with what planes do you fly and what are the requirements? What kind of stuff are you looking for right now?
We are a small air charter service based out of St. Andrews, Manitoba. It's about a 20-minute drive from here.
Right, yeah.
We're a local business, been in operation for about 7 years. We have 4 twin-engine Piper Navajos.
Yeah.
And we service the north. So
I think I've seen some of them at St. Andrews there. Yeah.
Yeah, we're out of there all the time.
Right.
It's a great time. We generally fly to northwestern Ontario, Manitoba, all the way up to Churchill. We actually have a plane in Churchill today.
Very nice.
So you can see some beluga whales out there while you're flying down there, and as well as Saskatchewan. And it's a per charter basis. So whether it's people or freight, any type of freight, anywhere from soft drinks to medical supplies, anything, we'll take it. We also have a dangerous goods transportation license, so we do a lot of that as well. And it's a per charter basis. So our operations, they are single pilot.
Yeah.
So for people who are going to school to get their license or have their license already and they're looking for something different, you build multi-pick time. So
Nice.
And they're turbocharged piston aircraft, so that's the golden hours,
Nice.
as good as it gets, I would say. We're day VFR, so that's we're planning on going IFR eventually, hopefully by the end of the year. It's a great little organization to work for because it's small, it's very close knit, and yet it's expanding rapidly. So it's neat to be in that. It's quite exciting. So
very cool. So you're looking for like 250-hour multi IFR, well, not IFR yet, but multi at least, and IATRA and all that kind of stuff, right?
We don't necessarily need an IATRA actually. That of course is an easy
single pilot operations. So
So generally we can take people as low as 250, but that does require some experience on the ground.
Of course,
building some experience in the right seat of the aircraft, just tagging along basically, helping out the pilots. Everybody's a pilot in training here, whether you're ground, so there isn't any type of hierarchy between the positions. So we're a big team that works together.
Yeah.
People who want to go entry level left seat, not work the ground, we do require a bit more experience, whether it's 500 hours or it can be determined just to meet insurance requirements and how people become accustomed to the aircraft. It depends. So there's a lot of variables.
Very cool. And I guess the other big thing is, so why Eagle Air? What is it that you love about this company? What is it that would make this an amazing company for someone to come in and start their career in aviation here?
Yeah, well, it's nice that one of the appealing factors, besides that it's a growing company, it's exciting to be in that atmosphere where things are expanding and we're learning constantly through that. But also you get to be at home at night. So we don't really do pairings. Occasionally maybe a 2-day pairing. That's just a trip that goes overnight. Generally you're back in Winnipeg or St. Andrews at the end of the night. So for home life, it's essential. That's important to some people. So it's a nice work-life balance. The pay is attractive, of course. It's charter, so it's not necessarily just you jump in the plane and go. You're also doing some flight planning. You're doing some work on the ground, making it more of a personalized experience for the client. But yeah, the pay is definitely attractive as well. Other cool tips about, well, I guess, qualities of the company is that it's just a young entrepreneur that owns it. So it's not, you're not a number, you're a person.
Right.
And you get to feel appreciated, and you get to see the results of your hard work almost instantly. So those are some of the cool aspects of the company.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Actually, especially what you mentioned there about being able to go home at the end of the day. I know there are quite a few, especially the older pilots like myself, who want to have that nice kind of home work-life balance, and that works out in their favor quite a lot, right?
For sure. Yeah,
Excellent.
It's definitely attractive. You're not gone 5 or 6 days at a time,
Right.
or standing by the phone. It's there might not be a charter every day, but it's salary, so you have that consistency and support financially as well. So
sounds excellent. All right,
Yeah.
well, I got to come back and check this out as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, make sure you come out and check out Eagle Air. It sounds like a lot of fun out of St. Andrews in Winnipeg there.
Yeah.
And any questions? Oh, that's a good question.
That's a good question. Any experience is good for pick time. If an individual wants to go left seat quicker, it is more beneficial to have that multi-experience. But we will kind of cater to the individual. But of course, it does improve the chances of getting hired on left seat if you do have that multi-piston time already. So, yeah.
Very cool. Awesome. Well, thank you so
We're
much,
here all
Levi.
day.
Excellent. Yeah, we'll definitely come back. Check out Eagle Air. That sounds really cool. I love the name as well. And yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun. I even like they got a little eagle down here too.
It's a little mascot here.
I love
I
that.
couldn't bring the dog, so we got the eagle mascot. So.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Levi. I hope you have a great rest of your day here, and we'll see you around.
Cool. Take care, Adam.
Thank you. Okay. Man, Fast Air is super. Every time you go by Fast Air, they got a lot of people there. But here, someone's showing a resume. Here we go. I think we might have a chance. We'll politely wait in line here. But while we're waiting, yeah, so definitely a lot of really interesting opportunities. All of you out there who maybe you're doing your PPL or CPL. One of the great things about Manitoba, some people call it the gateway to the north, because you have so many opportunities to, all these charters that kind of link between north and the south here and whatnot. It's just an amazing place to be for that particular thing. So, all right, I think Dan the Man might be be ready here. We've heard the man, the myth, the legend, Dan here. Dan, I'm Adam. Pleasure to meet you. Oh yeah, like it's every year. It's just for all the folks that can't make it all the way out here today. Some people, we got prospective pilots from all across Canada, mostly from Manitoba here, of course, but people who've just finished their CPLs and maybe people who are already working, 703 kind of thing. So want to find out as much as we can about Fast Air, because it's a famous company, great company here. See them a lot, hear them a lot on the radio, and just, I guess, you can talk about generally about them and our requirements, things like that.
Greetings to everybody, wherever they are. Wish you could be here with us in person. But,
of course.
Fast Air is a family-owned company. We've been around since 1995. We operate about 30 aircraft, all turboprops and jets. And we do a lot of medevac and a lot of charter. We have, of course, a big support system. So we have opportunities to work in our fueling center, which is called the Fast Air Jet Center, or in typically entry level for us is something on the ground. It's like grooming an aircraft or working at the Jet Center. But we're fairly busy, and things change a lot in today's world. So there may not be a role right now, but there could be next week. So I'm never quite sure, but I always say to people, apply. And other work experience that you might have is really important too. So if you have a background in hospitality and have good skills in dealing with clients, that's a really vital thing, because we put a lot of focus on the client experience. Customer service is really kind of the thing that drives our company. So really knowing how to engage people, knowing how to be very helpful. It's a lot more than flying an airplane. The airplane flying is fun. I fly the King Air 200, but a lot of times it's a lot of other problem solving. It's helping people get things on the aircraft and looking for needs that they have and whatnot. Anyhow, so we'd love to have you. Just send a resume to resume@flyfastair.com. Check our website as well, which is flyfastair.com.
Excellent. And the customer service, definitely something you're known for. I know, like, just from my own experience with Fast Air, amazing people to work with. The planes that you guys fly on, which planes are you currently flying with?
Well, the bulk of our fleet are King Air 200s, and most of them have G1000, Garmin 1000, so pilots will know what that is. And we also operate a number of jets, probably about 10 right now, and everything from the Honda Jet, which is one of the newest business aircraft, to a Challenger 350, which is a Canadian-built Bombardier product, and quite a bit of stuff in between. We have 3 Gulfstream 150s now in our fleet. So, and you know what? It doesn't take a long time to get into flying a corporate aircraft. So.
Right. And one of the other big questions that people have is for the ground to air kind of positions there. What's sort of the average time? Because I know it changes year to year here, but like for maybe like the last year or so, what is it looking for?
I would say typically it's probably a year.
A year.
That's what we tell people to expect. And I would also say it's not a guarantee. It's an opportunity. So we're really actually watching people to see who has right attitude, who's helpful, You know, who's slacking off when nobody's looking. Really, we
Right.
watch that stuff
Yep.
because we know once we put you in a multi-million-dollar aircraft, no one's watching you, and it's work. Like it's fun. I love clients, the best part of my week, but it's also work too. And you know, when we have clients coming in, sitting in our lobby and having coffee, they leave at 8 a.m. We've been there since 6:30 or 6 because there's a lot of work to do, getting
Right.
airplanes ready. So it's watching that stuff, and it's training people on how our system works, how to tow aircraft, how to park aircraft. So things like that, which are really important. So yeah,
Incredibly valuable words there about, you know, good airmanship and being responsible and, you know, being proactive and all those kinds of things.
Yeah.
And I guess the last thing, just for you personally, Dan, what is the thing that makes you just love working at Faster? What's the thing that just drives you and thing that
you know, I like aviation, of course, but I would say it's the culture in the company. It's the people you work with, and we work pretty hard to try and make it a fun place, try and take care of people, try to help them in the progress of their career, which is hard to do with a lot of people there, but that's what I like. I like going to work. I have people I work with are fun. We have jokes together. We we have meals together. We travel together. So,
Right. That's excellent. Do you have any questions for Faster? We're looking good. All right, Dan, thank you so much
Thank
for your
you.
time.
Yeah,
Really
thank you,
appreciate
Dan.
it. Have a great rest of your
Thanks
day
for
here.
doing that.
No worries. No, I'm just happy to help all these other people get the opportunity to find great companies like this. Right.
Great. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. All right. Wonderful. Let's move through here. And let's see. We're gonna go around. So I know Pal is on the list. Miss Nippy is one. They were really fun to talk with last year. So maybe when Miss Nippy is free, we'll get a chance to talk with them. And Kavalik is also very cool. So maybe we'll go to Kavalik Air there. Here, let's just see. I'm just curious. All right. No, I just wanted to look at the thing. Okay. Awesome. Maybe we'll go over to Kavalik here. Hello. Good. How are you doing? So I'm Adam. I do this live stream thing every year here at ICOI, and we had a great talk with people from Kavalik last year. And would it be okay with you to just ask a few questions for all the prospective pilots and everyone watching right now?
So I'll preface this by saying I am from the maintenance department.
All
so
right.
Not many pilot questions I can.
Won't hold it
answer for
against you.
but perfect.
I'm just kidding. Yeah. Excellent. Well, I guess just some of the general things. So what types of aircraft do you guys fly is the first one? And
So we fly primarily Citation 560s, 560 Ultras. We have 4 of those. And then we have King Air B200s and 200s, so multi-engine turbine. And then we have one Pilatus PC-12.
Cool.
So mix of charter aircraft that fly support the Justice contract up north.
Okay.
And we have medevac contracts throughout the north as well. So
very cool. And so right now, do you know what hour requirements you're
I'm not aware of
looking
the
for?
pilot hour requirements.
Okay, that's fine. Let me see what else. Well, then I guess the other thing is, so what do you love about Kavalik Air? What do you love about working there?
Diverse employee group.
Yeah.
We, like I said, we fly all over the north, so it's great travel experience.
Yeah.
Great experience, or great way to experience Canada's north. Not many
Right.
people get that opportunity.
Yeah.
Especially if you're flying commercially for airlines, right? You might get the nice sunny destinations, but really seeing what your country has to offer up north is
Very
great.
cool.
Yeah. No,
Awesome. Well, that's awesome. Thank you so much for your time. Hope you have a great rest of your day. And we'll keep moving around. I think I see that Mr. Nippy. Here we go. Miss Nippy Airways. I had such a lot of fun talking with a bunch of you guys last year when I was here. But I'm Adam. Nice to meet you too. I'm just doing this live stream thing here where we have people from home who a lot of prospective pilots, students, people with CPLs, PPLs, looking for the future. And I know last year I talked with Miss Nippy, there were a lot of great opportunities. Are you okay if I asked you a few questions just about some of the opportunities
absolutely.
there?
Yeah. No,
Excellent. Well, I guess to start with, so what aircraft are you guys flying on? Would be a good starter question.
So we have 6 King Airs 200s. They're full glass cockpit. They all got upgraded last year.
Nice.
And we have 3 Navajos that they're dedicated for scheduled flights out of the PA. So we have about 10 aircraft in total. Yeah. and yeah, that's pretty much for the fleet. And for the medevac side of things, we have 3 different bases: one in Thompson, the Pa, and Norway House. And the sched flights are all out of the Pa. So that's pretty much our operations, and it covers most of, or almost all northern Manitoba. And yeah, it's a great career choice for new pilots, especially those with low hours. The ground time, because most of them they don't make it on a flying position right away. That have to work the ramp and stuff, and that doesn't really take as long as other companies. I've been through that route, and I know how long it takes. But at Mississippi, it's pretty fast progression into your flying position.
Yeah. How many hours on average is it usually for ground time before you fly?
So for the medevacs, it's like a Manitoba health requirement for the first officers to have 500 hours minimum.
Okay.
And for the scheduled flights, they could just take you with the bare minimum of 200 hours.
Okay.
Commercial multi-IFR. So yeah, and right now the hiring is booming. There's lots of hires everywhere. And yeah, I guess just I keep seeing a lot of guys fresh out of flight school. They get their first job without having to work the ground at all.
Of course,
So
yeah.
yeah, I think it's a great timing for pilots and flight medics, maintenance engineers as well. So I think it's a great timing to be in the industry now.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're mentioning for the ground time, what's the average amount that someone might spend on the ground as a pilot and waiting before they?
So it all depends, but I can guarantee that it's a lot shorter than it used to be, because now all the bigger airlines hire pilots who are doing 703, 704 operations. So that allows or opens more doors to the pilots on the ground. So everything happens a lot faster. It's a lot of it, like I would say, probably around 6 months or less, and previously used to take even a couple of years.
Right.
So yeah, that's a really great shortcut, to get going and stop flying.
Right.
And then afterwards, once you have a certain amount of hours, then you're spoiled for a choice at this point, especially at this time.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's, yeah.
Very cool. And my last question is: so what do you love about Mississippi Airs? What do you love about working there as a pilot? What makes it different than all the other amazing places?
So Mississippi, it's more of a family-oriented company. Yes, we have a personal relationship with management and CEO of the company, and we all know each other by names. Unlike bigger companies, we're just numbers.
Yeah.
And more specifically for the medevacs, I like the work schedule. So we work 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, and that just allows me to enjoy my days off. And for medevac, it's not bad. It's a different type of operations, because we get to fly throughout throughout day and night, because a lot of scheduled flights to only operate during the day. And the most rewarding feeling is we get to save people lives, and that's very honorable. And yeah, it's a different type of operations, because you don't really know where you're going unless it's like an hour beforehand.
Yeah.
And yeah, that just kind of makes it more exciting and more fun. And it's a career building too, like in terms of hours building. It's very good, So yeah, it's wonderful.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Always a really cool option to come check out Mississippi Airways.
Absolutely.
And yeah, thank you very much. I hope you have a great
Yeah.
rest of your day
Yeah,
here.
you too.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. All right. So let's we got to double check and make sure, because I know this corner is typically a corner that people are a little more anti thing. Do we have any questions, by the way, of the last one?
Any airline training for your bond period?
Ooh, that's an interesting question. So are there going to be any bond periods for some of the airlines? I think quite a few of these ones, from what I know, they do have bonds, because for the most part, when you get on some of these aircraft, you're going to be doing some type ratings, especially when you're getting onto like the 737s and some other ones there. But for those expensive training bonds, I think that's fairly standard. But that's a good question to ask as well. So maybe we'll come back and we'll ask a few of them about training bonds and whatnot as well. So
Yeah, that was the last one. That was
yeah. Okay. Perfect. But other than that, all right. So let's double check the list here because I know Pal doesn't want to be on there. What else? We got Pal and Sky North. We already saw over there. What was Calm Air? Last year, Calm Air said they didn't want to be recorded, but they're not on the list this year. So we can ask. And Perimeter also said they didn't want to be recorded last year. So we'll find out if they're because they're not on the list. But Wasea is another really fun company to talk with. So we'll see if we can get any of these ones. We might actually skip over to the other side there in the meantime. But anyone can feel free to ask any questions they like while we're kind of like going around here. These ones on this side are some of the bigger. Actually, I'm not even sure if they're bigger. They might be the same size as some of these other ones here. They just seem bigger, maybe because they have bigger branding. But let's sneak around the back here and go through here. And excuse me. All right, and there's maintenance, Calm Air. So we'll need to ask and see how people feel about all of that. Oh, I didn't know that Perimeter and Bearskin were together. Apparently they're one sort of group or something to that effect. But we'll find out. Let's see. But yeah, while we're waiting, if you guys have any questions, please let me know. You can pretty much ask anything here. This is the whole reason of us being here today, is to give you the opportunity to ask some questions about things, find out more about these lovely airlines and all that kind of stuff. Or maybe we'll see. Hello. I can't remember if it was you guys last year. Are you guys okay with us asking questions? Okay. All right, no worries. What about sound only? Sounds okay? If we like pointed the camera at the roof or something like that and like... This is just a live stream to mostly prospective pilots, PPLs, CPLs. It's the majority of people are probably just at my flight school, but it's just people who are wondering about, what kind of careers are in store for them and what they need requirement-wise. Sure, maybe we could point the video towards the door or something like that, and you could point it somewhere else. Yeah, I'll just here. You can look at the ceiling. There we go. So we're doing sound only to respect their wishes here. So yeah, don't look down. All right. So just talking with Calm Air, we're just a few questions. So what planes do you fly? What kind of requirements are you looking for pilots? And why Calm Air? What makes this a great place to fly?
So we fly mostly ATRs. That's our primary fleet. We are kind of hoping to get a jet at some point, but we don't have one on fleet right now. For pilots, we like our pilots to have their private, their commercial, and their multi-IFR. And then we like them to have, I would say, in and about 500 hours. Last year, we were kind of aiming for 1,000, but there's such a pilot shortage right now that we've decreased that expectation for sure. Definitely, we like if people have approximately 100 to 50 pilot in charge hours. Okay. That's helpful for sure as well. Other than that, I would say why Calm Air is a great place to work. Personally, myself, I think we're a big enough airline that you get a wide range of experience. You get to fly with different communities that you normally wouldn't travel to. I know we don't go to a ton of hot tourist destination spots, but definitely a lot of places that I never would have got to go if I didn't have the opportunity to work here.
Right. Well, that's excellent. Thank you so much. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to just ask questions. But otherwise, thank you so much for your time. All right. Cool. And we have Perimeter here as well. We're just have some prospective pilots and people like that doing their PPLs or CPLs. Not that many people, but just some people who want to know about what careers are in store. Would you be okay if we just asked you a few questions?
Yeah.
Okay, so we can do this one. Some of them don't allow video or something like that, so we want to respect everyone's wishes. Are you getting thrown under the bus to talk about the company here? Anyway, so we're just doing a little thing where we have like PPLs and CPLs, just wondering like what's in store for the future in terms of careers and what kind of hours are they looking for, and why certain companies and things like that. So just basic questions about that.
We can talk to you. It can't be recorded.
Okay. Maybe I'll come back and talk to them, and then I'll update something later for that. All right. No worries. We'll update you off the camera.
So you can reach out to our marketing department, and they can give you a whole thing to post on it.
Sure.
Unfortunately, you can't talk to press.
No worries. There was actually a press release sign form that went out of the companies that didn't want it, and you guys weren't on the list there, so yeah. Anyways, it's okay. No worries. All right. So we'll go, and I think we just have a couple more here. We have what else? We got Comair. This is a flight school. I think Wasaya is one of the last places that we haven't checked yet. It's not on the list either, but this is also a really fun one to talk with. They're really, really cool people. And then after that, we'll check out some of the flight schools. We'll finish the live stream, and then we will. Me and the crew here will go around and get some swag and maybe go have some lunch or something like that. So it's a lot of people waiting here. So maybe what we'll do is we'll go around and check out some of the other things. Maybe we'll go say hi to Harv's or something like that. Let's just go through. If you guys have any questions, you can go ahead and ask me. Yeah, I'm not sure. I've seen these people here for quite a while, but it looks like there's a lineup. Okay, let's come back later. All right. So let's see, who else got that? Interesting. Oh yeah, Manitoba government did not want to talk to people. Let's see here. We got some interesting ones here. Oh, we didn't talk to the armed forces as well. They were not on the list. I'm not sure if they would be interested in doing that. And also, I think SkyCare was on the list, so they didn't want to be on camera there. So let's just go through. And let's see.
I think it's Sky here is not.
Oh, is it not?
Sky North.
Oh, that's Sky North. Okay, then we could totally talk to SkyCare. So let's. Oh, that's one of our graduates over there who's talking with SkyCare. Maybe we'll come back to them in a moment when they're not so busy. And we'll just go up and find some other ones. It's always the challenge finding people to talk with here. And hello. Good. How are you doing? We just have a thing that we do every year. We did this last year as well. I'm not sure if I saw you guys last year or the different people, but probably different people. There's always a lot of people. But we just have like prospective pilots, people who did their PPLs, CPLs. I just am asking about different career opportunities. Would it be okay if I asked you guys about some, or?
It's just a little bit different than US Code. The main requirement is like to have a bachelor's degree.
Okay.
So I'm not too sure how applicable that is to people that are going to pilot school because the military will have to.
So it's a different kind of process. Fair enough. All right. It's okay. But yes. Any cool things to say about joining the armed forces, though, in the meantime? 100 occupations hiring right now in the armed forces.
Education, college programs, university programs.
Yeah.
Looking for anybody who's interested in checking out
Excellent.
Signing bonuses for some trades.
Signing bonuses for some trades. There's a lot of cool things about the armed forces as well. Make sure to check them out. They got some well-lived careers. Thank you guys. And we'll go back and see if we can get some of those other ones we haven't talked to yet. Let's see. All right. They might be almost done. We'll see if we can catch someone here. No end to the Harv's people coming to SkyCare. Always great to come in here to find some amazing things, amazing people. How are you doing? So every year at this conference, we do this live stream for people who couldn't make it, like PPLs, CPLs, people who are doing their training. Like myself, I just finished up my instructor rating, but all that kind of stuff. Would you guys be okay if we just ask you a couple questions about opportunities here at SkyCare? I think we talked with you guys last year as well. Yeah. So just starting the basic things were like what kind of planes do you guys fly? What are the requirements you're looking for pilots, things like that. So
So we have 4 bases. We have Sioux Lookout, St. Andrews, Thunder Bay, and Kitchener. And then our fleet consists of the Navajo and the Metro. We have the Merlin, Metro 2, Metro 3, the Merlin, and then also the Westwind. How it starts is people typically come in at a flight school, if that's where your entry point is, and you would start in a ground position, so either a groomer or flight following. You would do that for a couple months. During this time, you're also getting a bit of experience flight training on the Navajo. Once you go full time, you would be full time on the Navajo as a first officer. You would get up to about 500 hours, and then you'd be assessed for a medevac position on the Metro. You would fly on the Metro until you're about 800, 900, between 800 and 1,000 hours, and then you would be evaluated for a captain position. You'd come back on the Navajo as a captain. Get to your about 1,500 hours total time. During that time, you're getting your multi-pick, and then you would be transitioning into the Metro for Metro captain. So there's a bit of a progression, sort of back and forth between planes, but just gives you a bit of experience on different performance levels and a bit of pick time as well. Some people do choose to go on the Westwind, so that's kind of like its own pathway as well.
Right.
So our medevac is in Ontario. So the medevac bases would be Sioux Lookout, Kitchener, and Thunder Bay. And then all of our bases do a bit of charters as well.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And so what is it, I guess, between SkyCare and all these other companies here, what is the reason why people should come here? What makes it such an amazing place to work?
I think the diversity of flying, and then as well the progression. So you can come out of flight school. Sometimes it's that initial step that it's hard to get your, to build your time, and then also to get your multi-time.
Right.
So you're coming out of flight school. Like me personally, I came and I was hired with 250 hours. I'm now a captain, and in a year and a half.
Oh, wow.
So during that time, you're getting turbine experience, you're getting night experience. We fly a lot in IFR, so you're getting that IMC experience, and just very diverse. So you're going up to gravel runways. When I was on the Metro, at a given day, we might be down on Toronto Island, Billy Bishop, and then later in the day, you're going up to, I don't know, like Fort Hope or to a northern community. So you're going from, a more busy, controlled IFR environment up to uncontrolled in a gravel strip. And so it's just very diverse. Every day is different.
There's also you build a lot of time, especially coming out of flight school, 250 hours. You want to build as much time as quickly as possible. I find at SkyCare, especially when you go on the Metro, you could be flying 100 hours in a month.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Right now on the Navajo, I'm flying about 50 to 70 hours every month. The time building is really fast, and it allows you to progress a lot faster than most of the companies at this place.
Yeah. So sounds like some good adventures too. You guys get to fly some really interesting places, right?
Yeah, no day is the same. You never know. Usually you find out the night before where you get to go. You could go to, if you're on the Navajo, it's a lot of northern flying. But once you go on the Metro, one of our Metros was down in the Bahamas 2 days ago.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So you can go anywhere, Kelowna. We were in Arizona not too long ago. When it's charters, it takes you all over. So it's a little bit of diverse flying.
Especially in the summer, we do a lot of fishing charters.
Yeah.
So then you would be flying, you get that experience flying across to the States, and then, flying back up to a fishing community. So again, just that diversity, I think it really builds your skills as a pilot. Just being able to kind of plan on the go and be on the ball, and, it's really develops your critical thinking skills as well. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Something I really like about like you were mentioning there is that kind of progressive training system where it's really structured and it's really nice. So you kind of have an idea of where you're going with it and how you progress through the system. Because I think in a lot of other places you find, it's just oh, when do I get to that? Or when do I get to that? And it's not really clear, right?
Exactly. And I think just the way the progression is laid out, each step kind of builds you confidently in that stage. So you're never kind of thrown in and being okay, this is more than I can handle. And it's a very controlled environment where it can be challenging in terms of, you're progressing to the next step, but you're always with someone who's more experienced than you. So, I think it's the pathway makes sense. It's very logical, but you're never in one step for too long. So it's not like, okay, I'm going to be a Navajo first officer for 3 years and now I'm bored. It's like, okay, you're competent, you're confident. You know, now it's on to a turbine. So yeah.
Actually, that's a really good point as well, because last night at the Aviators Hangout, we had these senior airline pilots come out, and one of the big things they said was, you know, if you don't get that good progression, you can get dropped into like a big plane without the experience, and it can be a really daunting experience, very challenging, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's the benefit. So, you know, it's not like you're coming in and immediately you're just getting thrown into a metro, and it's, you know, and you're coming from flight school where you're just like, this is, you know, kind of beyond my scope. It's, you're going to start on the Navajo. Now you're getting that multi-time. You're getting used to an IFR environment. Once you feel confident with that, now you're going into the metro, and it's a heavier plane. It's a bigger plane. It's fast. You know, you're going into the flight levels. So you're getting that experience, but you're doing that as a first officer.
Right.
So you're with the captain that's kind of been through that, and they're comfortable and they're confident. Yeah.
That's very cool. Well, thank you both so much. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. You guys have any questions or anything like that? What was the last question we got on there? There was are there any like training bonds or anything like that go on for like the type ratings, or?
There's 6,000 for the Navajo, and it's 12,000 for the Metro right now.
Yeah, roughly. So yeah, there is a bond. So there would be a 1 year bond per type of plane. So it'd be a 1 year for the Navajo and a 1 year for the Metro, I believe. That's correct.
12 or 13, I can't remember.
Okay.
Yeah.
It could have been, I think it's 12.
That's a standard thing, I think, at most of these like 703, 704 ops, right?
That's right, yeah. And the thing with SkyCare is, so they do want people to come in and to do the full progression. So if you're coming in as a groomer, it's not like, I'm just going to come and do a first officer and then go somewhere else. Like they are hiring for Metro captains.
Yeah.
So their understanding is that, okay, you don't have the experience right now, but ultimately, like, we're going to train you into a Metro captain role.
Okay.
So essentially, you know, if you're getting hired here, you have to be willing to commit that ultimately you're going to go Metro captain.
Right.
So the commitment, I guess overall is about 2 years. But through this time, you're progressing through first officer, like what I just talked about.
Right.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. Hopefully you both have a great rest of your day here, and you guys can check out SkyCare as well.
Awesome. Yeah.
All right.
We have more information. I don't know if this is helpful at all.
Oh yeah.
If there's a way you can.
I don't know if
that's gonna work.
I don't know if you zoom in on or hold it closer, and people can hold their phone up to the screen, maybe, or that could work probably. Yeah, they could.
So what they can do is they can scan that.
Yeah.
And they can get this full packet that tells them about our whole operation.
Very nice.
Our charters, our Metro, our bases.
Yeah.
The planes we fly, some of the avionics we have in the aircraft.
Very cool.
The pathway program, how to apply. So everything's kind of there.
Oh, very
Vacation,
cool.
scheduling, the hiring process. So, and if they can't access it through there, they can just email us and we'll send it to people.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Yeah, you just email SkyCare, you'll be able to get that package as well. Or you can do the scan. I don't know. I'll try that at home. See if I can scan the screen there. All right, thank you both so much. All right, take care. Have a great day. Okay, I could be wrong, but I think there's only like one left here that we haven't covered. I think it was Wasaya, so we'll make our way back over there and see if we can do that. There are other operations here, like people selling propellers or aircraft and stuff. We're going to skip those today. I might check out some of the flight schools if people are interested. I don't know if people are really interested in that. I know a lot of you are already at flight schools, and there are quite a few here as well. But I will talk about some of the special programs, like opportunities for women in aviation and things like that. So we'll see if we can saddle on up here and talk with Wasaya as well. Hello. Good. How are you doing today? So last year we talked with Wasaya, and it was amazing. People here are super friendly and a lot of great information. Every year we're doing this live stream where we have people who couldn't make it today, people doing their PPLs, CPLs, IATRA, all those kinds of things. And so if you're okay with it, we just want to ask a few questions about...
Wait for the girl to come back.
Oh, you're not now? Okay.
Yeah, because she's more of the recruiter.
Gotcha.
And she knows a lot about the other positions that we have. I'm just
Okay.
the assistant chief pilot.
Gotcha.
I'm happy to answer questions on the flight side of things.
Oh yeah, like just the questions are like, what kind of planes do you fly, and like, what, yeah, the things like that, for example, like.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So what kind of planes do you fly?
Hi, so we have Dash 8s,
Yeah.
100s and 300s. We have ATR 42 and 72s. We have 1900s, the D model. We have one PC-12, one Caravan. And as you can see, we fly all over northwestern Ontario.
Right. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, I do hear every once in a while on the radio if I'm flying out in that neighborhood. I remember when I was actually I was passing by Pickle Lake, and I think I heard from you guys a few times there. But
Yeah, that's one of our main cargo bases where we
Right.
supply a lot of the indigenous communities up north with a variety of freight, groceries, building material, furniture, fuel as well to
Right.
operate their diesel generators.
Yeah.
And even all the car gas that gets up there.
Right.
We're one of the companies that brings it up there. Not the only one, but one of them. So.
Right. And what is one of the things? Last year we had people going on about this for like 10 minutes. The thing that you love about working at Wasaya, what makes this a great environment?
The people.
Yeah.
People are passionate about working in the north. It's a great area to work because of the work-life balance. We don't have traffic issues like in Southern Ontario.
Yeah.
It takes like a couple of minutes to get to work. Some people live out in the country. And the flying is very challenging as well. So that's why it's a nice work-life balance, because there's so much challenges with flying in the north with, the uncontrolled airspace, gravel runways, the large aircraft that we operate, and, the weather. It's a beautiful time of year to fly in the spring, summer, fall. Winter, not so much because it's cold on the ramp, but when you
Right.
get flying, it's nice and clear and beautiful. So.
Right. And do you guys have is it like a ground to air program where you start on the ramp
We
and then
do.
you work your way up?
We
How
have
does
what's
that
called an entry-level pilot program.
Okay.
And we hire people into different positions.
Yeah.
And customer service, gate agents, ramp personnel, de-ice agents, and we ask them to give us a year. And right now we're pulling about 8 months from like those staff members work about 8 months, and then they come into the to the flight line.
Okay.
It gives us a great opportunity to get to know the individual, and also gives the individual an opportunity to learn the challenges of our business.
Yeah.
And we find great success with those individuals if they can wait, put in their dues, kind of thing.
Of course.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. And then we put them into the right seat of ATR or Dash 8 or 1900.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Is this your training captain?
Yes, it is.
This is a very cute picture. I love this. I guess the only other thing, which if you don't know, it's totally fine, but in terms of just like the hour requirements that you guys are looking for, is it like just like 250 hours IATRA, or are you looking for a little bit more on the higher side?
You need 250 hours for the minimum requirement to fly a 705 aircraft.
Okay.
In my flight department, I would consider someone a little bit less than that if they still have the ability to get to that point. But we are looking for captains. If I can get a captain, then I can hire a first officer, and they can go to simulator together.
Right.
So I'm looking for some quite, like right now, our minimum requirements for captains are an ATPL, 1,500 hours.
Right.
And it depends where that hour requirement was obtained.
Right.
We've got great working conditions. Like Pickle Lake is a rotational base where they can live there for 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off. We pay their travel from Thunder Bay, and they have a crew house and a chef that cooks their food.
Nice.
And we also offer rotational positions in Sioux Lookout and Thunder Bay. So that's what makes it a great company to work for, because of our flight benefits with all the companies. We have people that travel on their days off on their flight passes.
Nice.
To various locations throughout Canada, and in some cases in the U.S.
That's very cool.
So, if you've got some time and you think you would be a right fit for a company, send a resume to our we're advertising on App Canada, Pilot Career Center,
right,
or just careers@wasaya.com.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
No
and
problem.
the Wasaya, again, always a wonderful place to check out. Very friendly people. Sounds like a really great place. Come check them out. Check out the website. Check out anything you can here. And thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. And have you a great rest of your day here.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you. All right. So I think that actually wraps it up for most of the hiring companies here. So we'll come out here for a moment. and do the traditional Adam needs some water break. And while I'm doing this, if anyone has any questions, please feel free to ask. But yeah, that was a good question about the training bonds. I hadn't thought about asking that, but it looks like, yeah, training bonds are indeed a thing, something that we need to consider. I think for the most part, from what I've heard, the training bonds, you just got to be a decent person, and don't skip out on the training bond. And like if you do, I think you have to pay back some money for however, if you didn't work the total length of the training bond or something to that effect. But it's a good thing to know, good thing to ask about. Other than that, it's a lot of great opportunities here to check out, a lot of great things to see. And I'm spilling water all over myself like I always do. It's all good. I always fill up my water bottle way too much, but it's okay. It bounces off my polyester. All right. But yes, any other questions is fine. Otherwise, what we'll do is we'll go over there and we'll check out some of the other booths. Yes.
Pay on ground.
Pay on ground. Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, you do get paid.
I think it varies.
Yeah, it varies. It varies between like the operators. It varies between who, like whatever the airline is. The minimum wage that you can get paid right now in most places, I think, is around $15 or something to that effect. But I'm sure you can get slightly more than that depending on the companies. What I would really consider is not only the pay on the ground, but also if the company is offering some kind of benefits. And like we talked about, there are some of the companies there that offer really great benefits. You need to keep that in mind because you don't want to go all the way out somewhere and not have those benefits. It's possible, but it's always good to have that kind of health security and all that kind of stuff. So that's a good question as well. I actually got the water in my mouth this time. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around and I'm going to go to some of the other kind of organizations here. We do have a few other things like some opportunities for aviation locally here, air cadets, all that kind of stuff. So I'll go around, I'll chat with them. And if no one has any other questions, I'll probably wrap up the live stream there. And this year, it looks like we're making record time. Last year, we went to 3 hours. This year, it might just be a couple hours. So that's good. Don't want it to be too long. But all right. So you guys ready to go? Okay, we'll continue on the journey here. Go down the hallway. We have a cool looking simulator here. But Air Cadets, always a great opportunity. That's something that I think most people know about. But Air Cadets, if you're young and you're, I think between the ages of, I'm not sure what the ages are anymore. Really ask them. I think it's between like 8 and 18 or something like that. But, you have some great opportunities. You go gliding. There's a picture right here of them. But yeah, some really, really cool stuff. Air Cadets is a great opportunity. Really, really awesome one as well. I think I just saw Ellie here a second ago, and then she just disappeared. But we also have some really great organizations here for women in aviation. So, for example, the 99s here you can see. I believe they have a whole bunch of great resources for women in aviation. If we go around here. Yeah, I think we totally missed out on Ellie and some of the other people here, so we might come back to that in a little bit. We have the Civil Air Search and Rescue Association is also a very cool thing. They have some books there. I think Hero, you were trying to get one last year, right? The books, the survival books. Yeah, I think I got the last one last year, the survival books, which was really cool. But they have this really cool training program, which we'll probably come back and ask about in a second here. And let's see here. Actually, this is another great thing. Would you be okay talking a little bit about the opportunities that you have here? Sure, yeah. So this is Kristen, an amazing pilot who was talking yesterday, giving some really wonderful advice to all the novice pilots like myself out there, and like we were just talking about like the 99s, and there's some really great opportunities for women in aviation. And Kristen, please tell us a little bit more about this one here. It's a Girls in Aviation Day.
All right, so the organization is Women in Aviation International, and they're an organization that has chapters around the world supporting women in all fields of aviation and aerospace. So not just pilots, but aircraft maintenance engineers, aerospace engineers, dispatchers, airport managers, and basically everything to do with supporting women. So we have members that are men and women alike, that their goal is to support women, to be allies for women in the industry. And for the last 8 years, Women in Aviation International has invited each chapter to host a Girls in Aviation Day. And it's a day to have girls come out age 8 to 17 to explore all of the careers that are available to them in aviation and aerospace. Just to open their minds that these are not jobs just for men, even though they are mostly men that you see in these jobs out there, as well as these aviation aerospace jobs are typically jobs that kids wouldn't have access to see on a regular basis. You don't see a pilot uniform unless you're in an airport. You don't see maintenance engineers unless you're out on the ramp. Right. Or same thing with air traffic controllers. And so it's a really great opportunity for girls and their families, their parents, to come out and see what these careers are all about and to meet women role models that are succeeding and excelling in their career.
Exactly, and that's something I was at my university and I was talking to what turned out to be a group of young women who were interested in some aviation things, and I gave them the information about the 99s and about Canadian women in aviation. And this is a different group though than Canadian women in aviation, right?
So this is Women in Aviation International, and it's different than the 99s. Okay. Yeah. So the 99s is for women pilots. Okay. This is for everybody.
Everybody. Okay.
Everybody. Yeah.
Excellent. And I don't know, one of the big things that I was asked about there, and a lot of the women that were at the presentation I was at, they were like, oh, but I saw on TikTok and on social media that aviation looks like really scary or it's dangerous. That's totally not the case, right?
It's not the case. And, we hear all the time that flying is the safest mode of transportation. It's safer to fly somewhere than it is to hop in your car and drive downtown. Right. And people who get into flying, you can imagine if you're not trained, it can be dangerous. Mm-hmm. However, once you do the training and you continuously are trained in recurrent training and studying, it is very safe. Right. Yeah, absolutely. The technology, the planes, the systems available on board for navigation, they're the highest technology, that's the safest it's ever been.
Yes. And the work environments as well right now, I feel like, we've come a long way. Things are a lot, much better in the workplace, a lot more equal opportunity and things like that. So it's definitely a great career to check out. I think I know that there are young people here who are, like, we have both men and women who are inquiring about all this stuff. So definitely check it out. A lot of really great things to do for everybody, but women especially, don't shy away from this industry, right? This is an amazing industry to be in, right?
Yeah, really great, absolutely great compensation and benefits, and it's not 9 to 5 typically, but there's a lot of time off as well. Great travel benefits. Yeah, it's great.
Very cool. Thank you so much, Kristen. All right, so let's see if there are any other. Let me just see. COPA is always an interesting one, so it's the Canadian Owners and Pilots Association there, and yes, there's some very interesting stuff to see here as well. Hello.
How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Have you been to the new Royal Aviation Museum yet?
I've been meaning to go there. I spent my past 6 months doing my studying day in and day out for all my licenses and all that kind of stuff. And I there was a day, I think just last week, where you had like National Aviation Day or something, right?
Yeah, Thursday.
Oh, I totally missed that. I had my
half price and free parking.
I know, my AirAF exam was on that day. I couldn't go. It was too bad. But
well, you could have come to the that evening was the Historical Society meeting.
Oh, that's very cool.
So no excuse if you finished your exam, would have been a nice thing to do.
Yes. So I haven't actually heard about this. This is a live stream, so there's some people who are watching, and I do this every year. I come out and I just talk. There's people mostly people from flight schools doing their PPLs, CPLs, things like that. But just people who couldn't be here. What exactly, like, what opportunities are there here just for these PPLs and CPLs to come out and participate in this kind of thing?
Well, it's more for industry participation and learning and networking.
Right.
The only job opportunities that the museum has, which relies mostly on volunteers like me and Sam because we're free.
Right.
It does post jobs on site where it hires people not too much above minimum wage, but at least it's good practice and experiment on part-time for jobs in the gift shop or coffee shop and so on, helping out at the museum.
Okay.
So anybody interested in working at the museum, go online and check their ads or register for it.
Very cool.
Anybody interested in aviation history also can, after visiting the museum, can come out to the last Thursday of the month, held at the museum, meetings of the Aviation Historical Society.
Cool. And what exactly do they do?
Well, the main activity, besides writing learned articles about aviation history, is organized speakers. So it's a little bit of a speaker series for the museum now too. So every month, people that have like members and a keen interest, and annual pass holders and so on, gives them another event to do in last Thursday evening of the month.
Okay.
For example, 2 meetings ago, we had a couple of professors or experts on NORAD, which has been in the news a lot.
Yeah.
And the last meeting, just last week after Aviation Day, partly because the museum was open in the evening for photographers, there must have been 100 people with big fancy SLRs and tripods taking pictures of airplanes.
Of course.
So we had a couple of speakers about how to do aviation photography.
Right.
So,
very cool.
Good for networking.
Yeah, sounds good. Well, thank you very much. And I'll tell people to check out the Canadian Aviation Historical Society here and the museum. It was good that this just opened up this year, right? Oh, sorry, in 2022, last May. So make sure you go out and check that out. And last Thursday of every month, some meetings, right? All right, thank you very much, sir. Cheers, thank you. All right. So let's go through. All right. So I think, this is actually something that I'm very interested in. I'm not sure if are these the folks from Starbucks? Oh my gosh, that is great, because I was planning on coming out here. Me and a bunch of friends were over at Harv's Aviation there.
Oh yeah.
And we've been told, we got to check out the gliding and Starbucks. It looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I've already checked out the website. I'm planning on going there in the summertime, but are you okay if we're just have like people at home who couldn't make it today? Not very many.
No
like
yeah, sure.
last time I checked, like 15 people, so it's not that many. But just if I ask a few questions to you guys about this.
Go ahead. Yeah, him too.
well, this is more for me personally, but anyone else who's interested in gliding. Gliding's amazing. It looks like a lot of fun. I haven't tried it yet, but I'm going to be doing it. When can I start? When is glider season officially open?
Hopefully you get started in May.
May?
Weather permitting.
Okay.
I always have to say weather permitting.
Snow has to be gone and the fields have to be dry. We're flying off grass
Yeah, you can
runways.
see there's our runways to the left. That's the infield where we keep the gliders. That's inside the field. And here are the guys are nice warm sunny day and they're hooking up a glider.
Right.
So yeah.
Wait, and why can't you just come down and land on the snow? Are you just going to go forever on?
No, it's just you might damage the glider and get stuck or flip over, and it would be a lot of money to maintain the runways. If you were to plow them, you'd tear them up.
Okay.
There's also no heat in the gliders, so it'd be pretty cool.
No, I don't want to do that. No.
And so typically, from what altitude are you releasing the gliders from? I think it's up to 3,000 in the airspace there, right?
You can go higher, but no, 3,000 is a typical day.
Right.
And some guys take less; they want to spend less money in the tow.
Right.
Only 2,000 or 1,000 if they want to try it. No, whatever it takes to hook up with the lift.
So I saw the records for people staying in the air for the longest amount of time. Does that mean someone who is very talented could go up to 1,000 feet and catch a thermal and then like climb up to 3,000 and stay there for the rest of the day?
Oh no, they could climb up to 12.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I know. 3,000 is not a limit.
Yeah.
That's just a place you start.
Right.
Yeah. And what's high as you've been?
I've been up to 9,300 feet.
Wow.
Others have been higher than that.
I've been to 10. In Manitoba, I've been to 10.
Do you have to file a flight plan at that point or get Class C intent or something?
No,
like
no.
that?
You stay outside the control zones.
Okay.
Fly in the mostly E airspace, I believe.
Right.
Maybe some other airspace that you can slide through. It's alpha L space, but no, you don't have to. We can't fly over the city,
right?
Because we don't have transponders and whatnot, and we'd have a hard time maintaining altitude flying through those airspaces.
Right.
So yeah.
But experienced pilots will be up in the air for the afternoon, 3, 4, 5 hours
on one toe
and do hundreds of kilometers.
Wow.
In the air,
so. They'll do 400 or 500 if they're so lucky.
Could you do cross country in a glider theoretically?
Yes. Yeah, you can plan to try and do a certain area.
Right.
And that's how it's a task, and you get scored on points on what you do, and how fast you do it, and how high you are, and how long it takes, and that's how you win on a day.
Right.
How far you've gone, how fast you've gone, all these things, and you can actually score your flight against anybody in the world.
Wow.
There's a called the IGC. It's an internet thing, and you just download your flight and see what you did across the world.
And this is like Alberta or something, right?
That's
like
Alberta. This is some collages of different flights.
And someone going up there and they have oxygen in and everything, right?
Yeah. You usually use the cannular oxygen
right
lower down, and then when you get really high, you have to use a mask.
Right.
You can't avoid using a mask because you can't get enough pressure like that.
Wow.
He's really high there, so you have to wear a mask.
That looks very cool. Well, I can't wait to try that out. I'll be calling you guys up in May and meet a bunch of guys.
Over there every Saturday and Sunday, so you come out, stick your name in the hat, and we'll try and get you up.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
Okay.
And you
No
guys
problem.
check out the Winnipeg Gliding Club there. It looks like a amazing time.
Our website's www.wgc.mb.ca.
Excellent. Well, thank you both so much.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Okay. I think that's almost everything. Maybe we'll actually talk about the 99s before we finish here. We talked about the 99s. I saw Ellie go off somewhere there, but she's just here. She works at our school there at Harv's. Yeah. Yeah. No, we're just we're just doing like a live stream for the people who couldn't make it. It's not a lot of people. Just
Sure, I can give my little spiel if you'd like me to.
that'd be lovely. Yeah, we were actually just talking with Kristen over there about the Women in Aviation International there. But I know about the 99s. I actually was talking about this because I was giving a lecture to some students at UBC. It all turned out to be a bunch of women who were interested in flying. And I gave them the link to your website and all of that kind of stuff. But you can tell us maybe a little bit more here about the 99s.
Sure. All right. Hi, everyone. So we're the Manitoba 99s. We are a part of the International 99s, and this organization is for the advancement of women in aviation. So if you are specifically a gal involved in aviation, whether it be like you're interested in AME, like mechanic, maintenance, air traffic controllers, pilots, what have you, literally any facet of aviation, we are for you. So there are a bunch of different scholarships that we offer to different ladies in areas of aviation. One's for hour building, one's for air traffic controlling, literally anything. We have so many opportunities and events throughout the year. Yeah, so that's pretty much about it, I would like to say. If you are interested in like signing up for our scholarships or being a part of our chapter, you can just search up Manitoba 99s. We have a website, or you can search up International 99s, and we also have a website. But yeah, that's about it pretty much, I think.
Very cool.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, the international, is that North America? Like
The whole world.
The whole world.
There's
lovely.
a chapter in Asia, there's chapters in Africa, India, everywhere. South America. Yeah.
Very cool. All right. Well, yeah, make sure there's so many wonderful opportunities for women in aviation. Love to see more women in aviation. It's a great time right now. A lot of hiring going on. So, yeah, give the 99s a shout. Thank you so much. Jacinta?
Yes, that's
Jacinta.
me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Maybe we'll talk with Kasara and then we'll wrap things up here. So if you guys have any other questions before I wrap things up, let me know. But Kasara is also another really cool opportunity. There's I think it's the Canadian Search and Rescue Organization there, or association, and there's a lot of really cool opportunities. You can actually go in there and you can join in their operations. It's actually kind of like a progression where you start off as like a spotter sitting on the side of the aircraft, and then you go on and you can eventually actually become like a pilot and do some pilot hours. So if it's something you're looking to build some hours, flying in remote areas, it can be a very, very cool opportunity. So we'll just walk over here, make our intentions known, and we'll wait. We'll wait patiently for the Casara guys to finish up what they're doing. We'll try to stay away from the washroom doors so we don't look like perverts. Here we go. Hello. Good. How are you doing?
Good, thank you.
We came and chatted with you guys last year, and it was really awesome to learn about what you guys are doing at Casara here. It's just a few people. We're doing like a live stream, just a few people watching who couldn't make it here today, and just finding out what the opportunities are. And I remember last year you guys had some really cool. You have a cool system where you can come in and you can train and be like a spotter, and then go and like potentially become a pilot eventually and fly around. And
well, we wouldn't train you to be a pilot.
Right.
You need to be a pilot.
You need to be a pilot.
If you want
yeah,
to be
that's
a
right.
pilot, yes.
You need to be a pilot already. But could you tell us a little bit about like people who are interested in the search and rescue operations in Casara? What would they need to do to kind of get into that?
Okay, certainly. Well, first and foremost, it's voluntary.
Right.
So if you're looking to make money out of it,
yeah, it's not
that's
right.
It's voluntary, but you're right. There are pilot opportunities, spotter opportunities. There's ground crew, ground handling, ground search and rescue. Drones is the new big thing. A lot of drone work is happening at the moment as well. And it kind of, you can choose where you want to go in Casara and what you want to do. If you want to do it all, you can do it all.
Right.
Because Casara does provide the training for that. And as long as you meet the requisite hours and the requisite certification, it's really that simple. It doesn't take that long to do. But it does depend on the individual. You must want it, and then it's done. It's as easy as that.
Well, I remember last year, and they were teaching about the patterns, the flight patterns that you guys do. Do you do the same patterns with the drones? Is it the same process, or is it like a different kind of process?
No, you certainly can. You can pre-program the drone, basically, and kind of put on autopilot, and it'll do it for you.
Right.
Or you can do it the flying manually. It depends on what it is you're looking for or what it is you're trying to achieve. But yes, the idea that the basics are always the same.
Right.
So the patterns that you would fly, whether it's as a pilot or as a drone pilot, yeah, they're all the same.
Very cool.
All the same.
Yeah, well, thank you very much. It's another really cool thing to check out. A lot of fun if you're really interested in volunteering, doing search and rescue, want to help people. Very, very cool. Thank you both so much.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. All right. Well, hope you guys have a great rest of your day.
Take care.
Thank you. And we'll just head over here, and we'll wrap things up. Actually, we'll go this way. We'll go back to the poster where we started today. Actually, wait. There's one more thing. Here, let's go back this way. Let's say hi to Dylan over here. I have to be impartial and say hi to these guys.
Oh yeah.
And I know there's lots of flight schools here, but as I am at Harv's, I love to just come by and say hi and give a shout out. And we have Joel here as well. How are you doing, Joel?
I'm doing well. Yourself?
Pretty good. So I've never heard of this place before. What?
Yeah, Harv's Air. Well, Learn to Fly says it all.
Yeah.
We got 2 locations in Steinbach and St. Andrews.
Yeah.
You can get anything from your recreational license all the way up to your commercial license and your multi-IFR.
Right.
What?
The sky's the limit.
The sky is the limit.
I had to put in some puns at some point today. We got Dylan here. Dylan is you'll see this guy all over the place at Harv's.
We're going to join you guys at the end of March.
Very, very
here a
cool.
lot, yeah.
Yeah. And what do you love about being at Harv's, Dylan?
Oh my goodness, the atmosphere is huge.
Yeah.
You can't lie about that. The people are friendly. The students are friendly. The flying atmosphere, being around airplanes is one of the best things that you can do.
Yeah.
So truly, the atmosphere is the best thing.
Well, I know that you guys fly out of Steinbach, but I just happen to be in St. Andrews. What should I do?
Come visit us, cross countries.
Oh, yes.
We love to meet you.
Oh, yes. Well, you get all kinds of people. They have 2 bases. They have another base in St. Andrews as well. But yeah, really great place to visit. You come in and fly in and meet Harv himself. It's not just the name. There's actually a guy named Harv. I know a lot of people don't realize that, but Harv is a pretty amazing guy as well. But in any case, hope you guys have a great rest of your day here. Enjoy yourselves.
Thanks for stopping by.
Yes, and we're pretty much done for today, so we're wrapping it up here. But have a good one, Dylan. as you can see, people at Harv super friendly, ridiculously friendly. They really bring true the name of the Manitobans here. I found that people in Manitoba are just incredibly friendly, really great people to hang around. I don't know. Hello. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
It's for the Air Cadets?
Yes, Air Cadet League of Manitoba.
So I was just talking about this actually because I was teaching the Air Cadets last year in their ground school, but I know that the Air Cadets, amazing group. Really, I was an Air Cadet in Vancouver actually. I'm from Vancouver originally, from the 828 Hurricane Squadron.
Nice to see you guys.
And I was just saying a moment ago, I can't actually remember what is the age that Air Cadets services right now.
Actually, starting with 12 to 19 before you had 19 birthday.
Right.
And then you have so many programs here,
Yeah.
which could be any parade night that you can learn, effective speaking, people can go. They can have a gliding license and power license.
Right. Yeah.
And they can have a musician there too.
Oh, very
they can
cool.
Create, and it's a depend what kind of interest the cadets have.
Yeah.
Aviation, and we do lots of things.
Yeah,
and the cadets have citizenship and
There's lots of stuff. Yeah.
actually, you know,
And
they
there's-
learn everything.
There's band there. I was in the band.
Yes,
So
there
there's-
is a band
You
too.
can join the band as well.
Liz is a music thing.
I was in the 828 Hurricane in Vancouver.
Yes.
Yeah, back in the day. But
I'll tell you back in the day.
maybe not that back in the day, but 20, 30 years ago, that was my back in the day. But that was just a little while back. But yeah, it was a great experience.
Leadership is one of them, the most I would say.
Yeah.
Our kids learn, as much as they can.
Yeah.
From the Air Cadet. And they went to do the all over the world.
Oh, yeah.
With the speaking, other things, learning, pilot, glider, kids got all the things we can grab from the Air
Yeah,
Cadet.
your kids got a whole bunch of
Yes.
stuff.
I have all the things.
Yeah.
From 12 to before they had 19.
Right.
They are very successful because of Air Cadet.
Well, and now that COVID's over,
Yes.
and we can get back to the system. When I was there, I applied. I didn't make it into the powered, the PPL program or anything like that. Unfortunately, I think we had over 300 people in our squadron, so it was only a small handful. And I went and I trained anyways somewhere else. But that being said, what is it like nowadays, like in terms of the acceptance rate for the gliding and the PPL
We
programs?
have 149 or 69 something cadets in our squad.
Okay.
And we are at the 17th rank, which is the most, I think, benefits to us as we grow in a military environment, and the
Right.
people are very receptive to going into the Air Cadet program. And we do advertise through other programs, and we are actually doing very good. How many? 24 in Manitoba.
Yeah.
24 squadrons in Manitoba.
How many kids actually went through the glider program in that powered
From
this year?
every year, 16.
16. All right.
16 people. Does take power.
Yeah.
And gliding.
Glider.
Yes. When my son and the other cadets went, they're 16 every time.
Yeah.
They get to recruit 16, and then I think they do more, but the 16 take the training, and
Right.
they all pass to that.
Oh, cool.
But because of the virtual, I think some of them has to do a little bit more hard.
Right. So yeah, from ages 12 to 19, that's so you can come in and check it out. So for all of you who might be younger than the typical audience there, great opportunities to go out and join local Air Cadet Squadron.
I could not ask more than
For sure.
what they learn.
Yes.
Leadership, citizenship, and
Band. Oh my goodness.
Band.
My
music,
daughter went straight to university, not even a private lesson.
Oh, wow.
Straight to university in band.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Not to mention there is so many scholarships
There are, yes.
that the cadets can
Yeah.
have, and the free training,
Yeah.
which is the best.
Grade 12 and it's just beautiful scholarships. It's
Discipline.
lovely.
Yeah.
Discipline.
Good discipline
From the
is very
school.
important. Yep.
When my kids comes home from the school, they were just ready to go
Yeah.
for the parade night.
Yeah.
And they were very successful. All of them went from 12 to 19.
Yeah.
I have 5 kids, and they all are now. One of them is in the military right now.
Very cool.
She is actually a lawyer.
Oh, wow.
And a major.
Yeah.
Because of air cadet, I would say.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Yes. And
Yeah.
the other ones is also going into the military.
Yeah. Definitely a great experience. Well, thank you both so much. And yeah, you guys can check that out as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And
I think somebody will take benefits from that.
I hope so. I hope so. There are a lot of really great opportunities. So thank you. Have a wonderful day.
Props and Hops.
What is this, sorry?
Our local beer
Oh, that's very
vendors
cool.
are going to be showcasing their beers.
Okay.
And it's $70. It's on April 22nd.
Yeah.
There's going to be some live music, and this is a absolutely fantastic evening.
Sounds good.
At the museum.
And used for the scholarship.
Are there any non-alcoholic options as well there?
There is. I think it's $25 for
Okay.
the designated driver.
Okay.
But this is a fun evening.
Sounds good. No, that's lovely. So that's something I know a lot of the pilots here. I was talking to yesterday, talking about going out and get a beer. I don't drink anymore because I'm flying all the time. But yes, that's very cool. All right.
A lot of fun.
All right. Thank you so much. Okay. Well, let's go and wrap this up. Here, I'll just go over here. Oh, well, so that's it. We went around, we saw all the things. We've checked out all of the different companies that are hiring. There's lots of amazing opportunities going on right now. You can go out. A lot of them, some of them are asking for some ground time experience, and some of them are letting people go direct right into the first officer position. I think there was a lot of great advice today. I think of all of them, they all sound like they're working more towards kind of like the family style operations, very inclusive, very friendly and that kind of stuff, which is good. Honestly, there are a lot of options right now, and definitely compared to last year, the time requirements have gone way down. They've almost halved because last year we were looking at a minimum, even for like the first officer on some of the kind of like 703, 704 like the Navajos and the Metros and things like that. We were looking at that time like 1,000, 1,500 hours, whereas this year, like you heard, there are some that are looking like right from 500 hours. Some of them, the ground to air training from 250 hours. Some of them direct right in at 800 hours. There's a lot of really good opportunities right now. So in any case, I hope this was helpful for all of you guys who couldn't make it today. Those of you who might be in a different country right now, or those of you who might be, flight training, doing your PPLs, CPLs, all those kinds of things. I'm going to probably go back in here and go with my crew. We'll go and get some amazing merchandise, or not the merchandise, the free loot. There's always a lot of cool things. I want to get some more remove before flying labels there and all that kind of stuff. It's okay. So we'll go in and get some of that stuff. But are there any other questions, Aditya, from today? Aditya, are there any other questions? We're good. Okay. Not as many questions as last year. I'm surprised because we have like a lot more people watching it, but hopefully I answered all the questions. And, it's always a great opportunity to come out and check these things out, network as much as you can. I'll have some more videos coming out soon about some of the other events here. I'll be recording some other things, not as a live stream, but just as a regular recording. But in any case, great seeing all of you. Hopefully if you're out flying, have safe, fly in the great blue yonder. Hopefully it's better visibility than today, because today the clouds are almost to the ground. But yeah, it looks like things are bright as I'm going through year by year. It's looking amazing. And I guess I'll just have to always remember that it's never too late. See you guys next time. All right. Can we press stop? Oh, we're still going. Oh.
We're always shipping our stuff in.
Yes, there we go.